My audio. I think we're live. Are we live? We're live. We're live. Hi.
Hi.
Good news. We're live.
Hello.
Okay. Waiting for something to break. Nothing has broken. Oh. Fixed it.
So we are the 9th on actual days, and then in game days we are
I believe
the 5th still.
Yep.
Right. No, not Mokesh anymore. No.
Grib.
Definitely not. Yeah.
Yeah. 6 months later. Let's do the quick little thing about how that background music is from Sirenscape. Because it's from Sirenscape. And introduce yourselves while I try and figure out what else I'm supposed to be making comments and announcements on.
All right. Hi, I'm the mage. I play Grigum, the drunken master monk goblin of the Selesnya Enclave. Whose past is slowly catching up to him.
I think that last part, just universally apply it to the group.
Well, you could have kept the joke going, just adding it at the end of everyone's thing. Yeah, just next.
We'll see if Fairdeer does.
We can keep it going. You're muted. Can't hear you. I didn't mute him. Yeah, this ain't on my end. Nope.
Just unplug the headphones and plug them back in, and then that'll probably fix it.
We're professional.
We're experiencing some technical difficulties.
I want to.
Hello?
Hi.
There we go.
Yes. I just thought you were being
Now
quiet.
you should do that before every session, just to be sure.
Anyways, hey, I'm Tux at the Fairdeer, and my past is not known to me, so cannot comment on the rate or velocity of it catching up with me.
I'm Zizava, and I play Ingrid Corvidae, Golgari shaman from the Undercity, joined the second side agency. She probably has some questions to fill in on her past, and she's trying to get Tux to go with her currently.
Real quick, Zizva, do this. La 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 la.
Echoing, and I don't know why.
Okay.
Well, I'm Cookie. I play Opal, who is a fire genasi monk. She loves fire, and her past is suppressed.
Suppressed, repressed, depressed, impressed.
All those things.
Fire
Yes.
suppressed?
Also,
Pardon?
well,
Possibly.
we don't know.
Apparently.
So, quick couple things. If you missed it, on Friday we had, instead of the normal GM's brew, Cookie and I did a mini one-shot of Opal's Session 0 pregame hullabaloo, I guess? Training montage. And I'd like to give a congratulations to Zizva for GMing her first 5e game yesterday at wait, no, you GM'd a previous game. Never mind. I'm
Yeah.
an idiot.
I did a holiday special one to get the dust off, and then I've been GMing about every other Thursday because we have a high cancel rate. But
Oh, wait, that counts? I thought you were just like going out to hang out with people and like telling me you were done playing Dungeons and Dragons.
well, I mean, either way it counts. Do you want me to roll deception
No, that's all right.
or persuasion? I mean, I won't say which.
No, sorry, I'm a little sober right now. Please bear with me. I feel like that should be a Grigum line.
Yeah, that should be a Grigum line.
All right. So, where we last left off, as I remember, oh my god, it's only been a week. It feels like it's been like 2 months. We really need to slow our life down. Oh,
I mean, it just feels like there was an episode 2 days ago.
yeah, it's weird. I could have sworn I just did this. Where we last left off, Grigum had taken a trip up to a club at the edge of the Burgeoning Blossom neighborhood, met with one of Rakdos's many children, and kind of semi-resolved an issue as far as he knows that cropped up with him doing some street performance without actually being a member of the Rakdos, and kind of infringing on their position within the guild pact, and was told to pay a restitution of 12, a nominal amount of gold.
That just leaves him all the carousing debt.
No, I got that covered. Don't worry about it.
Let's see here. Beyond that, there was the first payout from the slime wine, which I am never going to not love saying. Let's see. And then Ingrid took a small party of her, Opal, Faradir, and Rail to Precinct 2 to do some research on the new case that the agency is going to be covering, investigating and finding and tracking and stopping, hopefully, the killer known as the Lawmaster. Let's see here now. Did I leave anything out? Did I forget anything?
Did not get as many clues as we were hoping, so we're on our way to see Cha. See if there's any gossip.
You kind of got a lot of clues. You didn't get a lot of answers.
Yeah, I was about to say, did you? Yeah, it's like, were you collecting the same clues I was? I mean, what in the world's going on?
I mean, and nothing that she saw is particularly like actionable at the moment was the concern. So that's why she's going for more gossip. Maybe there's something not official.
Mm-hmm. All right. So
I think last where I was among the guildless, and like because I wanted to pursue that area, and I have an in with the Bloodlaw gang. I was like,
I know that you had returned to the agency. I do not. You had not yet left to. Wow. I English good.
take your time.
You had not yet left to begin your part of the investigation. So, quick reinsertion of Faradir, and I need to remove Rail. So, Ingrid, Opal, as y'all are leaving the research stacks, Rail kind of stops on the stairs, looks at y'all, looks up the stairways. I need to go and check in with someone while I'm here, I guess. I will be back shortly. And he kind of like pulls out a few gold coins and passes them to Ingrid. Just in case you happen to go shopping and see some decent looking clothes. Before he heads on up the stairway.
We were actually like outside, but that could work. So we were talking to that officer and stuff. That's why I was giving you a weird look.
Okay. Gain my train of thought back. Faradir. Earlier in the day before Ingrid and Opal had gone into the tower, you felt the sensation of someone watching you. As y'all were entering the New Lev's legal wing, you caught sight of a figure in a, while nice, not too nice, brown hooded cloak, watching you from one of the side passages on the thoroughfare. There we go. Wow, I am doing great today.
Hmm. That's interesting. I guess my first, I'm assuming that I'm acting at this moment, right?
Yes.
So I guess a history check to see if I recognize this person.
Go ahead and make a history roll.
Well, that's one way to get rid of a natural one. I believe that's a 2.
2. It seems familiar, but I mean, brown cloaks are not exactly rare.
Yeah. They're like Jedi robes.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
The figure watches you for a few moments before ducking into an alley. It seems to be moving slow, but it seems to be moving with a sort of hobbled gait, but moving as fast as it could with that gait.
That's interesting. I mean, they're out of sight at this point. Right?
Yeah, they ducked down an alleyway.
Okay. I mean, I guess just kind of trying to watch my step, I guess.
Okay.
Just sort of like they're not attacking me, so I'm not going to run after them. Am I with the group?
Actually, as you look up after looking at the figure, you notice that everyone else has kind of disappeared.
Okay. I guess nature check to kind of track them.
Sure, go ahead and make a nature.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a nature check.
And then when he finishes that, you're going to tell him it's survival?
Or survival, sorry.
You couldn't let me have my fun.
Well,
Couldn't let me have my fun.
It was a natural 20 either way. So.
What was your total number?
Hold on one second.
Because there's no critical successes on skill checks.
Okay, so for nature it would be 24. For survival it would be 24.
So, I was going to say the natural beauty of this area is somewhat lacking, as is a heavily industrialized legal center, and then have you roll survival. But since that fun got taken away from me,
thank you.
This is a very heavily trafficked area. You have a general idea that they were heading to one of the legal research wing of New Prov, but you don't particularly know where that is or what that is. You don't see them, and you don't immediately see like footprints in the dirt or anything like that.
Yeah, now I'm going to do the actual thing that not a homicidal maniac would do, and try to ping them with my communication device, which would probably be a much more reasonable thing that somebody who isn't sleep deprived would do.
Alright, so what message are you sending them?
And to who?
Where are you at? I think, wow. Hello.
Hi.
We're
all
Ingrid.
sleep deprived.
Wow.
We're all tired. Raise your hand if you have slept well in the past week. I'm jealous.
Well, good for you. I'm gonna ping Ingrid because I believe she's the only one with a
No, Opal has Grigums
And
temporarily.
Rail, because that was before we split off.
Uh,
But
a-
yeah,
as you send the mental message, you don't get a response.
Okay.
You think for a sec. Actually, roll me an intelligence check.
Oh, there's my other bag. Uh,
Did he just freeze to anyone else?
uh,
There we go. Hi. Okay, you're looking like found
sorry
footage.
guys.
You're looking like a found footage movie right now, so I'm a little worried. All right, what was your roll?
19 total.
You think about it and like, this is a heavily Azorius area with a good deal of legal research, representation, and holding of potentially high value criminal targets. So they may have possibly put something up to inhibit the ability to remotely communicate with said high value prisoners so that, you know, if they have someone capable of casting a magic spell that would allow them to communicate with the outside world and possibly plan things like an escape, that it would not function.
Huh. That's a really good observation. Okay. So I do remember where they said that they're going. I guess I'm going to look basically for directions.
Okay. Like a signpost or something like that?
Yeah, signpost. Just if there were like a information desk or just like I don't know, just whatever. I'm assuming there's some sort of sign.
Make an investigation check for me. Once you unfreeze. This is going well. So I'm going to get Iceborne soon, I think. I really want to catch up on that on Monster Hunter.
I think you should.
Yeah, well, once we're on top of a few bills and stuff. I still want to start streaming a video game or something. Hold on. Yes, you did. What was... Hi, welcome back. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay, so did you hear me about the basically looking for like a signpost
Yeah.
or just some sort of information?
Did you hear me say
Okay.
roll investigation?
I did now.
Okay.
Oof. Investigation. That's gonna be a 7.
7? You spend about 40 minutes, an hour looking around for a, like, you are here billboard, placard, something like that. And then finally, out of frustration, you see a local, one of the guards in the area, and you approach them to ask them, and then notice that Opal and Ingrid are standing next to the guard talking to them. I feel like you're dying, and that... Oh, wait, is this on me? Everyone else froze. Huh. Scanning computer is no longer active. Okay, there we go. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Am I back?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, let's get this stream reconnected.
Oh. I wonder if they missed me fussing out Fairdeer.
Okay, we're back.
Probably.
Okay, yeah, we're back. Hi.
So I was just fussing out Fairdeer about
Wow.
not being there for 4-foot-high things of paperwork.
Go ahead and start that again. Wow, our bit rate just bottomed out. That was wow. Okay. Sorry about that little blip. I'm going to blame AT&T. And you can't stop me from doing that.
We could have really used you there for all that paperwork.
Oh. Sorry.
So, where were you?
I'm not sure. You know, I've only been to this place like once to my recollection, and that was with you, so I kind of missed my bearings.
Okay.
And I was wandering around, and I was about to ask him for directions, but you're here, so that
Yeah.
worked out. By the way, did you know these things don't work around here? I didn't know.
Fairdeer? Hello, Fairdeer?
Nothing.
Hi.
Hey, it didn't work.
So, something to note. Also, we may be being followed / pursued. I'm saying this in kind of like a very low voice. Hopefully, Opal and Ingrid
The guard
can
kind
still
of
hear.
Yeah, that's an 18. The guard kind of looks over at you. Do you need assistance?
They haven't tried to pickpocket us or anything, so maybe I was misinterpreting the situation. I don't want to get you guys involved in, something.
Attempting to conceal a potential crime from an Azorius arrestor is a crime in of itself.
I don't have any hard evidence of them doing anything. Obviously, walking behind us is not a crime that I'm aware of. You would obviously know better.
Kind of like... Then looks at Ingrid and Opal. Is that everything? Did we lose it? Wow. Wait, is this on Discord? No, it's not on Discord. It's on the internet. Okay. Apparently our internet is having problems.
Quick question: are you guys wirebound or going on wireless?
We are wirebound.
Ugh.
That's a good thing when you're streaming.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the noise was, oh no, it's still that bad with the wire.
Yeah.
Today. That was the noise, I think.
Oh, thank you, Pop-Up, telling me my stream is experiencing issues.
So
I would have never guessed it.
We're not live yet. We're still on the reconnect.
Do we want to try without video?
Okay, we're back. I mean, we have to do it with some means of me being able to hear y'all.
Yeah, but I'm saying, do we need to switch to an audio-only call, maybe?
I don't know.
See if that's...
I don't know how that would help with my internet cutting off.
I forgot if he said where Cha was, or if we were just waiting for evening to go. I think he said where she was. But...
Yeah, he said that she's at the local chapter house that she works out of.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay.
which is roughly like 4 blocks away and not in New Prov, so your headseties should work again.
Okay, we'll test them as we go.
Remind me to send, like, I'll talk to you about it later. I'm going to check the task manager in the background while this is going on. That's not a bad idea. Continue. I can do multiple things at once. Oh, we froze and lost it again. So, this is getting ridiculous.
The thing that's weird is Ziziva isn't cutting out. You guys are on the same router, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. And I'm checking Task Manager. I'm at 3% disk usage, 52% CPU usage. Like, I got plenty of room to burn stuff. I'm running...
I mean, everyone looks fine on my end. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm running Troubleshooter
Yeah.
to try and figure this out. Good God, y'all.
Yeah, this is just weird.
Unless OBS is using
Because
more.
we have had no
CPU.
issue
Yeah.
like previous. No, I don't want to allow it. What? No. No, why are you doing that? Stop. Okay. It's like, I'm running diagnostics. It's like, do you want to connect your workplace using direct access? It's like, no. I don't have a workplace. We're back on.
Back.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
back on. Hi.
That's probably been going for a while. Okay. Okay, so as we go over to the chapter house, I'm going to try to fill Faraday in. Okay, so as we're walking away and we're walked away, I'm going to try to fill Faraday in.
Okay.
So apparently he was operating in the 4th precinct, but with the Gruul incursion, he moved here to the 2nd precinct, and then that's when they put the bounty out. So, I mean, it's mostly been guildless people or gang members, or basically anyone who's been actually brought in for questioning, even if they didn't get arrested. So,
sorry, you left off that there were several of them that were suspected as having taken place in the 6th as well.
Yeah, that's later on my notes.
Oh, okay, my bad.
We found it out later.
Don't mind me.
So, so apparently they're, even if they don't get caught for the crime, if they're interviewed, they might get like etched in or killing, and it's something physical. So I don't think it's like a killer mage on the loose. Probably.
How public are those records of being interviewed?
They literally walked in with a writ that said we can see this thing and we're allowed to see this thing.
We had to get the official paperwork from Cathal, and then she had to send it through the messenger bag, and Rail has a copy of it, but he had something to go do, and so he won't be able to go see Cha, and I think he's just going to meet us back at headquarters. So...
Okay, I guess my question is...
I don't have a writ anymore.
How... So... It's possible that somebody outside the guild could get this information, but they would have to have some
like
connections.
The questioning. No, like that's for our research. No, the questioning, that would be local paperwork at the places. Or like just watching interviewers or casing places. That would be local to the arresting area. Yeah, we were thinking maybe they had someone tipping them off, or maybe they're just scouting it. But it's physical killings, like stranglings or stabbings.
And they seem to know the difference between taking in a prisoner and taking in a witness, I'm assuming. For questioning, so...
I guess, I mean,
they're
they're
not
causing
just...
a broken law into them, so, I mean, I guess they know what it's suspicious about if they're carving a law into them.
Yeah, which means they're probably not just looking at like who's going in and out, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like they have some sort of bead on what these people are being questioned about. And I guess my general question, sorry for repetition, is how difficult is it to obtain that information? Obviously we can, but I think that Cathal is using contacts that may not be just like a thing that just anybody and everybody could get. I'm just kind of spitballing here.
but he's also like when he changed the area, he kept like the etchings and stuff. But there's some old records from, I mean, all the records are from the same 2 years, but there's some suspected in the 6th district that are mostly guildless. They didn't have the etching, but they were killed recently after being talked to for crimes. And the time frame is kind of a little weird, between 12 and 62 hours after being talked to. So catching them within 5 days-ish.
Out of character, the 6th district is between
Precinct
the
6?
district we're in. Precinct.
Precinct 6th district is several thousand miles away. Precinct
Okay.
6 is, let me grab the thing.
Yeah.
While I'm pulling this up,
It's confusing as
I'll keep talking to him about it while you're pulling that up.
Yeah, I think this would be in character knowledge. It's just I'm being derp right now. Sorry.
But the interesting thing is with that 5-day time frame, there's been like no witnesses with the person killed, or like no incidental, this guy's hanging out with this other guy, let's kill them both kind of thing. It's been just like that target. So they must be really like following and casing them for when they don't have people with them. Anyone that's seen them, they look kind of large, like 6 or 7 feet tall. I mean, like at least as tall as you are, probably, and like a vague shadow.
Okay.
I mean,
so Precinct 6 is basically at the other end of the 10th district. Y'all normally reside in the lower, the south western end of Precinct 4, and to your west is Precinct 5, and to your south is Precinct 6 and Precinct 1, depending on the angle that you're going at.
Yeah.
but I mean, some of the crimes were even like they stole food. Or one of the gruel got carved in destruction of property. I mean, isn't that just their gruel? I mean, and an Orzov for stole money. Those were the ones that were most prominent in the paperwork. But I mean, I find the gruel one really puzzling.
I guess. Sorry, did this happen before or after the invasion? Or during?
After.
Okay.
And while this is all going on, Grigum, you have returned to the Second Sight Agency at this point?
I had returned much sooner than that.
Yeah, by now you're definitely back there.
Yeah.
I know you were on your way at the very least. My notes are not super detailed on where people arrived.
Yeah, well, because I had to give the money to Cathal, and she gave it to Ingrid already. It's like, before this point. It's like,
yeah. So
super complicated procedure.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah.
So I've already been there. It's like, I'm already there, and like I'm should be moving on from now at this point. It's like,
where are you heading to?
Gonna like head on down to. Oh man, these these places are complicated. Like we're fourth.
Yep. You are currently in Precinct 4.
All right. And I'm trying to think. Was the place I'm looking for the next one down, the fifth? It's like
5th Precinct is to your west.
well, I
Okay.
say down. I mean number wise. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Uh,
I had
It's
just
making me
shut
having
that
to-
down. Like, the next one down is Precinct 3, which you just returned from, and is the Green Belt. Where the Selesnya Conclave and the Matt Selesnya tree are. Then there's Precinct 2, where the
I
rest of the
thought it
group
was
is.
5.
5 is where
thought it was
Prism
5, yeah.
University is.
Uh,
There's also a...
okay, now I'm.
Hmm?
I guess I'm absolutely confused about where everything is now. Like,
No worries.
where did the where did the guildless hang out? 4? Like,
Guildless? Precinct
always
4
4?
has
Yeah.
a lot of guildless, but guildless live all over. Like, the guilds are not,
Okay,
like,
all right.
all-encompassing.
I guess what I mean to say is that I want to go visit the Bloodlaw gang, and I don't know where the fuck they are right
Okay,
now.
so your most experience with the Bloodlaw gang is at the Lean Lioness.
Which is
Or, the
Where?
Lean Huntress or the Thin Lioness, depending on if you
we
read
were
it in...
just talking about that.
Yeah, depending on if you read it in Common or Goblin. They are in the 4th Precinct, in the southern end of the northern end of the Singrove neighborhood, close to the Red Wastes.
Okay. Well, that's where I first heard about the Troubles and their attempt to like calm down, I guess, gang-related like deaths, so they could home in on what else was killing them. It's like, so I'm going to visit my good friend there. It's like,
All right,
quote, unquote.
quote unquote. You're in the Jack.
I accepted a robe from them.
Yeah,
so,
the
you know,
robe,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So,
On my special robe, and I'm like, yeah, let's get to it. It's like,
So it'll take you about a couple hours walking, maybe 30 minutes by sub-tram. I'm assuming you're going to take the sub-tram so you get there same day, because it's starting to get a little late towards the evening at this point. Or towards the afternoon,
Yeah,
I
better-
guess. Yeah.
yeah, I better take the tram. I'm like,
All right. It's
so I'll request for a tram. It's like,
Cathal, and she gets on the thing again. It's super convenient having a bus stop in your house, I guess. Of sorts.
kind of is.
I mean, we just
That
had
may
one
have
down
to
the
change
street
the
before,
route.
but it got taken over by the Rakdos.
Yeah. I mean, there is still one within walking distance.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, after about maybe 10 minutes, the car gets deployed to the agency. Since you called for it to come to you as opposed to going to one of the external places, there's no one else on the train. It takes off, and about 15 minutes later, you are deposited at the north end of the Singrove neighborhood. Maybe 20-minute walk from the Lean Huntress.
For those of you who have the like Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica, you can follow along on the map. Ish,
Yeah.
kinda,
Kinda, yeah. I mean, it's there. The map is.
somewhere. Yeah.
None of the locations that we have mentioned are, with the exception of New Prov, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's been almost half a year, or actually, it's been more than half a year since you have visited the Lean Huntress. In that time, absolutely nothing has changed. it is still like
Yeah.
just filled with goblin-sized tables and chairs. There's still like a single table with 4 chairs that a larger-sized person could comfortably sit at, pushed way in the back next to the privy. The wooden bar looks as rickety and stained and poorly maintained as ever. The goblin behind it looks up and is like, I know you. You're the one that gave the slag fist to slag him.
Oh, yes. I was like,
There's like a quiet moment, and he's like, "Hi."
so what's on the menu today for drinks? I'm like,
I mean, we got the 10th Street Special. We got booze. He picks up the bottle, brown stuff and clear stuff.
I try the brown stuff. I'm like,
And he's like, pours it, like he gets a glass. It's like maybe that big. He just fills it up. He's like, yeah, and 2 silver.
how much? All right.
He takes the coins
dropped
and it's
2
like
silver. He's like,
he puts one in his pocket and he puts one in the coffer. It's like, so you here to see Victress?
yes.
So she's in the with the doing the
Mm. Yeah. I get you. Like,
So I don't know if you remember.
you want me just to walk in there?
Yeah, sure. Just take the door. It's labeled like you go around to the door and it's labeled staff only, but it's spelled STAPH.
All right. I was like,
Go
catch you
on.
later. I was like, thank you for the drink. I was like,
Eh,
by the way, how did it taste? I was like,
horrible.
I like the fact that he said booze and then brown stuff.
And then he said
Like,
clear
is it
stuff.
alcohol? It could be. I use it to wax the wood.
The Lean Huntress is not a nice bar.
no, it's not.
It's like the first bar you hit when you walk out of the wasteland, and like there's 6 gangsters, like 6 biker gang members, just kind of throwing beer bottles at each other. It's like it's civilization of sorts. You go through the staff only door. There is the table where
I'm
you.
betting that's the.
Hmm?
A part of me is betting that the clear stuff probably isn't water. Maybe tonic water, but not. No,
It was in a bottle.
Yeah, it was in a while.
You go through the staff-only door, and much like the previous time, there's like stacks of crates and stuff like that. A couple of them are broken open, and you can see some foodstuffs just left uncared for in the crate. There's a semi-decent sized table with like a couple, gambling accoutrements left on top of it, deck of cards, dice. There's a second door to the left side that leads behind the bar from your previous experience here, and the trap door that leads down to the brawl pit is uncovered right now, and open because no one is stupid enough to close and cover a pit door when there's someone down there.
Alright. Any guys this time?
Nah, it's midday. They're not expecting anyone, so
I guess I will move on down.
all right. So you follow the deep ladder and then the kind of winding upper level of the Undercity Trail to the rectangular arena that had been modified, and here stuff is actually different. There's now a rail around the pit in the center to keep people from being accidentally pushed in. The seating is a lot less crowded and a lot less like almost stacked vertical. And there is like there's no one real here except for you hear like a wet sound from coming down in the pit, like something impacting something wet. The only other people you see immediately is that medic goblin that you had met about 6 months ago with the Boros tabard, and he's just kind of leaning back on one of the benches drinking. That's gotta be a terrifying sight. You're unconscious, and you come to, and there's a goblin standing above you holding a potion bottle.
Better than seeing one in rags with a wine bottle over you.
He looks, he's like, are you hurt? Don't be hurt.
Nope.
Okay. Let's hydrate. And you're like...
I take my wine bottle and like, gotcha. I know, out of character, I know that does not hydrate you, but still.
I still love the hail hydrate, yes.
So I'm moving along.
Alright, you kind of get up to the edge of the pit, and you see down in there, Vic Bloodlaw looks a lot like you remember her. The only exception being that instead of having like the piercings along her nose and along her ear, they are just removed because it's a bad idea to have piercings in while you're fighting someone. And she's still in that just very unassuming, don't mind me kind of outfit that she was wearing previously, with like just the brown top and matching pants. And she is in the pit with like maybe a half a foot of bar, metal bar, just beating the shit out of a dead cow.
Ooh, like...
She looks at hey, whatever, and like
Grigum.
whacks the cow. It's like, tenderizing, what's up?
Nothing much, just doing a bit of investigation. It's like,
Okay. It's like, that's weird. And she grabs the leg and she's like,
well,
crack, crack. And you hear the bone in it breaking as she's hitting it.
May I come down?
Sure. And there's
All
like,
right.
she points
Like,
over there and the rail swings open and there's like an actual ladder now instead of just a rope.
Okay. Well,
Climb on
make
down.
my way down then.
She kind of like gets up under the cow, pushes it over, flips it, starts working it on the other side with the crowbar. And so, what can I do for you? Crack, 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 crack.
How long, like, out of character, how long has it been again? Like,
it has been over 6 months. It's been getting close to 7, maybe 8 since you first encountered Vic Bloodlaw. She looks up and is like, so, what you investigating, cutie?
Well, a lot of things have been happening over these past 6 months, and now I'm getting to a topic that came up before when we first met. And I was like, that about some killings that were going on among the guildless.
The gang shit? And she like
Yeah,
moves and like you hear like audible ribs cracking as she starts like two-handed beating the ribs of the cow.
yeah, like the whole reason you were building this underground ring in the first place, like just sort out what was gang violence and, well, it was just someone murdering people. Like,
Well, I mean, like, the rings worked pretty good for stopping the gang fighting. After it was the slag fist you fucked up, right? Yeah, you took out their ringer.
yeah.
Uh,
Mm.
After the slag fist got kind of like knocked out, a lot more people started using the arena to settle there, and she kind of like grabs the cow by like the side of the head and tries to reposition it so she can start like striking it more. The arena, so it worked pretty good, thanks.
Think nothing of it.
But yeah, no, anything else? And she like,
Like, well, I wondered if there was any more unusual killings lately. Like, have things become more complicated, or like?
well, I mean, the Gruul pretty much left us alone because like a couple of them came in here to drink from time to time, so you know, you don't burn down your drinking hole. So they mostly left us alone, and it kind of like, and it's a very wet sound as she like folds the cow almost in half. It's like she's just like she's tenderizing it, as what she told you when you came in. It's like I mean, that lawmate that was here when you did, he stopped sniffing around like maybe 2 weeks after you showed up. You have something to do with that?
Oh, well, maybe.
Alright, well, that ain't too bad of a thing then. Good job. Didn't really ask you to do it, so I'm not going to pay you for it, especially after
No,
6 months.
No. Don't worry about that. Like,
Alrighty.
yeah, like, there's been talk about like a killer recently, like one that started their way with the guildless and then moved up to actual guild people. Like,
I mean,
I believe they called him the Lawmaster.
and that she kind of stops. All right, that sick fuck that's in, like, you know, cutting on people. I haven't heard anything about him in this area in, like, a while now. 6, 7, yeah, about 5 months. Stopped right before the Gruul showed up.
What can you tell me about when he was here? It's like,
The Lawmaster or the killer?
the Lawmaster.
His name was like 7, I think. Weird fucking name for a dude, but whatever. He basically was just handing out writs to people like, hey, if you see something, say something, I'll pay you. Of course, he didn't tell people when he told them that they actually had to, you know, have seen something and it had to be, you know, actually important. It's like, damn fine print. So, she kind of cleans her head and looks up at the medic. It's like, hey! And he's like, what? Hey! What? Get this out of here! He's like, you do it! And he's like, she picks up a rock and just chucks it at him. He climbs down and he starts, like, trying to haul this significantly larger cow out of the pit by himself. And he's like, looks at it, he's like, so, you looking for work? I got a couple jobs that need some doing.
Well, like,
You remember the slag fist fuckers, right?
yeah, I remember him. It's like,
Well, they keep on showing up more and more with more and more rock on them, and I want to know where this shit's coming from. And some fucking weird
I think I
shit.
can do.
And it's like, you like to ask questions of people and stuff like that, right? You find out for me. I'll pay you, let's say, if you find out how they're doing it, I'll pay 250 gold. If you can find out how we can do it, I'll pay another 250 gold.
All right. I'll see if I can look into it. That said, what can you tell me of the people that were victims of the killer?
I didn't
Know
know any
anything
of them. Wait, no, yeah, we did. Oh, what was that bitch's name? Sleela? Sleesha? It was C something. She got ganked by him. Smuggling. She.
Just there you go. You're back now.
Yep, waiting for it to reconnect.
just to let you know, you cut out around the point where you're like, wait, I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I'm going to say like one more of these, or if this doesn't reconnect, we're going to just call it. I mean, we've been going for an hour now, and this is like, what, 5?
I mean, or we could just start, try unplugging and replugging your wire, or change your wire. I don't know.
I mean, my net's not dropping. I'm still online, it says. It's just everything disconnects.
Well, how come it's dropping for Discord then?
I don't know, but it disconnects me on Discord. It disconnects me on Streamlabs. We're back online, apparently. Hi, everyone.
Well, if it does it again, how about we just take our break early and you restart your PC?
Okay, sure. That works. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Her name was Sleeza. It's C something. She got ganked and she was doing smuggling. She was running.
Sometimes I wish I had the time to walk to the store while on breaks. Oh, are you back?
So restart your PC. We'll take a break. Love you. Go refill my water cup. I'll go pick yours up if you want more water. You want more water?
I'll be back in about 5.
Okay.
Okay.
My inner devotion.
We are live again. Hello. Welcome back. Thank you, everyone who did not abandon us. Sorry. Thank you for your patience as I try and fix the mess of things that is the mess of things. That mini break was brought to you by my computer having problems.
There's currently an ad going for 12 more seconds, so
Of course.
we may need to re-say welcome back.
I don't know how this works.
Okay, we're back.
Okay. Let's see here. Hey, I got live video again. I'm seeing us. I think that may have just been like whoever was logging in or at the very start of it. I don't know. We're back. Hi. Hopefully that resolved the issue. I'm making no promises because I have learned if I make promises, people expect me to keep them. Like, I promise we're going to play this Sunday. And then the computer starts having problems, but hey, we're still going to play this Sunday. I believe we left off with Grigum talking to Victress, right?
Yes, and she was in the middle of telling me something she just remembered.
Oh, right. Yeah.
victims. Yeah, it's like,
She's like, what was her name? What was her name? It was Senna, see something. She was smuggling. Um, you
mm,
know, getting bottles of wine from um, no, smuggling, stealing, a little bit of a little of A and B. She took something, and technically in the taking of it, it was hers, and then she took it somewhere else, and then she sold it. So I guess, yeah, smuggling or stealing, depending on your point of view, I guess.
mm.
But I think,
Fencing?
yeah, that works. Yeah, she wasn't too great with the sword though. She was more a sneaky person.
Mm. Oh, if you met the duelist I have. Anyway. Yes, about her?
Yeah, no, she was, yeah, I think the law dude got her. She was, brought in for an interview or something like that. They basically cuffed her and said, hey, we gotta ask you some questions, and then they're like, well, we can't prove anything, but you're a bad girl, and they let her go, and then, I think it was next week, she was dead.
Hmm. Do you know anything about the people who arrested her?
There was Zorius Blue.
Did they come far for her, or was there a place near, an outpost nearby?
I mean, there's a couple chapter houses. I don't know where they were from originally.
Okay. And you said this happened,
Oh,
when?
it's been about 7, 8 months now.
Hmm. All right. Thank you. That actually might be something I need to know. All right. Anyway, I'll look into your issue as well.
No, cool, thanks. She looks over at the medic. She's like, get it up the damn ladder. And he's like, ah! And just redoubles the effort of pulling the whole cow corpse that she has just been brutalizing up the ladder.
Yeah. So, how has life been since we last saw each other?
I mean, capping, popping, stealing, robbing. Anything to make a coin. Those side hustles, that's where you make the money. I mean, don't get me wrong, the bar's nice, but yeah. But the bar's nice. Do you want to buy a bar?
Yeah.
You do? Excellent. It'll be 10,000 gold.
No. I'm sorry. I have my own property to manage right now.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if you change your mind.
Let's keep it in mind.
Try to get the bar to sell your wine.
So, Faradir's voice comes drifting into my head. Thinking on it,
What would
though.
Faradir do?
Yeah, thinking on it, though.
Lose his memory and wander aimlessly for a year and a half.
Apparently. Anyway, how is your stock of, your choice of drinks these days?
We get a couple bottles in from here and there. Make some stuff ourselves. Those are more of the craft, fancy stuff, though. So we don't always offer that.
And I just start rummaging through my pack, pull out one of the bottles of Apple Oak Red Berry wine, which I apparently have 3. I was want to give this a taste? I was
And she's
see what you think of it.
Looks at it, sniffs it. This that dryad wine?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
Mm.
Little minty.
How well do you think that would sell around here?
Yeah. Decent. How sturdy is the bottle? She takes it and like cracks it against the wall. Hold up pretty good. That's at least 2 good shots. Yeah, that could sell okay.
Okay, out of character here, real quick. Like, I nearly forgot the fact that I have stock in a winery.
Yeah.
I don't have any samples of that on me, do I?
No.
No. I'm like,
That is a Undercity beverage.
yeah. I was like, so, do you do much business with the Undercity? Like,
I mean, we're technically in it now. I mean, we're in the upper levels. I think this used to be a bathhouse or something. This is a pool that had like a bunch of like fancy bird mosaics and stuff like that. We pulled up all the tile and tossed it. There were a couple gems we kept that helped pay for some of the stuff.
well, I'm just spitballing here, but I do happen to have some stock in a winery, like in the Undercity. Like, if you want me to recommend it to you, like,
I mean, sure, you can recommend anything you want.
yeah. It's apparently been doing pretty well lately. Like,
Ah. Well, have them send up a sample or two and we'll talk.
all right.
Maybe a case.
Anyway, I probably should get going. He's like, and I look over to the ladder. He's like, is he still struggling with it?
Yeah, he is, like, making no progress. He basically has the very loose, because she has smashed all the bones in the meat, leg in one hand, and he's like, with trying to pull himself up the ladder. He's about, like, maybe 80 pounds, and the cow is something in the neighborhood of 500.
Do you need help?
He's like, nah, I got it.
I don't got it. Okay.
He hasn't fallen yet. He's basically just like holding and straining.
I can't bear to watch this. I'm sorry. Plus, he's blocking the way up, so I'm thinking in character I should help him out anyway.
Here's my question. What is your strength at?
My strength is 12. However, like, I have rope. And I have at least a general idea how to just probably bundle this up so that it's easier to yank up.
My thing is, your capacity to push, pull, or shove is 15 times your strength attribute. So he has a strength attribute of 8 because he is a cleric and dumped his strength stat.
Meanwhile, I'm a dex monk, so like it's not dumped, but at the same time,
It was not a priority.
Yeah, it was not a priority. He's like,
That's
I
fair.
do have an athletics of +4.
He kind of sees you waiting and he's like, "Oh, here, go ahead." Like, he just like moves off to the side. I can get it. I got it. No problem. I got it down here.
Yes, I'm sure you did. I'm sure anyone could get it down here. But if you insist that you don't need help, then I just start climbing up.
No, I got it. Yeah. It's like, so, where are you heading to as you climb out of the underground fighting ring and leave Vic and the poor goblin medic that is turned porter?
That's a good question. There's a lot of things to look into here. Like, I think the Sven thing might be a red herring. Like, but he's like, I definitely need to visit a local chapter of the Azorius here. He's like, see what they know about the smuggler that they arrested. He's like,
All right.
I mean, how difficult would it be for me to ask, hey, do you remember a goblin smuggler you arrested about like 7 months ago?
I mean, the
Yeah, everyone
Azorius
gets it
do
then.
love their paperwork.
They do love their paperwork, but that's the problem. It's like, how many goblin smugglers have they arrested in the like last 7 months?
We will find out that after we get back from checking in with Ingrid, Fairdeer, and Cookie. Or, sorry, not Cookie, Opal.
Please do.
Y'all had just finished talking to a guard, I believe, and then my computer started having all sorts of issues.
And then we gave Fairdeer all the relevant info dump. And you can see it's like all bullet pointed in Ingrid's new notebook. That's like only 3 pages in.
Ingrid strikes me as the kind of girl that instead of like doing bullet points, she draws little hearts.
As bullet.
No, it's roses today.
That is adorable, and I love you.
And abstract things.
Like
it's roses, and they look like the little petrified roses that I believe both Leia and Valora wear.
Yeah, it's not an uncommon fashion statement among the Golgari, especially those that are of the more monstrous faction. The Gorgon faction.
Yeah, Valora's group.
Yeah, I was thinking, man, that's a lot of effort to making bullet point. Like, just being like, roses. It's like 1.
I mean, that's probably why she didn't get so much research done.
So in a weird bit of synchronicity, both of the groups are looking for Azorius chapter houses. Your group, however, is looking for a specific one where Chalmeridan is.
Okay, are we far enough away? Do these work now?
After you exit the grounds of New Prov, they start working again.
Dear, can you pick me up? No, I'm here.
Sure.
Can you hear me? Don't grab me.
Athletics.
That's gonna be a 16.
Are you resisting him?
No, but she's scowling at him.
So Fairdeer kind of like scoops Ingrid up in his arms. Like a couple of the nearby walking guards stop and watch. And then start walking again.
I put her down now.
And kind of like...
I meant, can you hear me on the device?
Oh, yeah.
That's probably what I usually mean, unless like we're crossing lava or something, okay?
I don't like to make assumptions.
Thinking about that, I have an idea for next time, but I need a spell scroll. Oh, Chaz. And she keeps heading off.
Just heading off in a random direction?
Towards the directions of the chapter house.
Did you ask anyone where the chapter house is?
I figured that's what we were talking to the guard about, but...
Roll an investigation.
Okay.
My assist.
Sure.
I got a 16, and if you assist, I got a 16.
Okay. So, you're not 100% sure, but you think the big building that has like a gathering of Azorius law mages out front of it, and that has like the Azorius guild emblem etched into the sign and prison bars on one side of it, may be the chapter house.
Let's be honest, I'm wearing my armor. I am 100% sure that's where it is, and I'm heading there.
I'm wearing my armor, so I'm certain.
Well, I mean, considering the effects of the armor, yeah. It was like,
but out of context.
I'm constantly wearing a mood-altering magic item. for anyone that might have missed that in the past.
Oh, yeah. Absolute confidence. With absolute confidence, you stroll in, look around, and, like, 3 of the guards that are outside kind of, like, are watching you, and then look at Opal and Fairdeer. And then, like, the 3 guards in front of the prison cell look up at you, and they kind of, yeah.
Hi, is Cha Merton taking visitors today?
What? And they just kind of seem like, because someone just
We
very
have
brazenly,
we're on a case.
says someone just very brazenly strolled into the Azorius chapter house, wherein if you are not Azorius, you're in there because you're being held to be transferred to the prison.
If she's busy, we can wait.
It's like, like, upstairs?
Oh, which office, right or left?
Left.
Are you... Okay.
Like, they turn to look
2 or
at
3
each other and, like, watch y'all. It's like, what the fuck?
Anger's just going with it.
Can Fairdeer make a social check to see if it's actually okay to bug people while they're at work?
I'm gonna make this a gut check. Roll wisdom.
That's going to be a 9, I believe.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Hold on. Yes.
I would have just fallen out of my chair laughing if you said 8. No, 8. But no, I know your wisdom. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's fine. This is perfectly normal and fine. How are you doing?
Doing it. So Ingrid's gonna go up the stairs and look for Cha's office.
The upstairs area is kind of bullpenny, if that makes any sense. It's a semi-open area with a few desks and piles of paperwork. Like, there's 2 kind of skinny-looking younger humans in Azorius robes that are just seem very happy to be sitting there going through paper, then move it over to the next paper, stack them, staple, and then starting that process over again. Like, unnaturally ecstatic face.
They seem very efficient, and Ingrid would approve
Alright.
because they're doing their function in their thing. It's very swarm-like in there, I feel like.
But just up, like, just past the bullpen on the left-hand side, there is a door with a slightly open door with the nameplate on it that reads Captain Cha Meriden.
I'll go up to the frame of the door and just tap a little bit.
It's like, it's open. Come on in.
Hi, Cha.
She looks up.
And then she comes on in.
Ingrid, hon, what are you doing here? I got an invite.
I came to say hi and to tell you we got a case. Oh, we have a new team member.
Okay.
Do you have
Hi?
a minute? If not,
Hi?
I can see you later.
No, it's okay. I just wasn't expecting people, and I'm kind of that where, and like, you have a chance to take in the office now, and there's the Azorius blue and white silver that's common. Her little owl is sitting on a perch at the corner of her desk. It has a little skull cap on, and it has like kind of ribbons hanging over the front of its shoulder, framing its chest with like little, they're cerulean blue, but they have like little white and purple hearts sewn onto it. The rest of the room is very Cha style in that it has the Azorius stuff, just with cute and girly stuff mixed in with it. There's like an actual stuffed unicorn in one corner that's like maybe almost 3 feet tall. It's big. As big as a goblin.
Well, it's businessy. We had a writ, and we went to a lot of trouble to get it, and it had to be sent through the document bag, and then rail ran off. So we have a writ for the lawmaster. So I was just coming to come and like chat about the criminal thing to see, see if there's any unofficial clues that could help us try to find him, because I think we're taking a bounty.
Wait. Y'all are going after the lawmaster.
Apparently.
Okay.
Our office manager said it'd be a good case, and she got us a writ.
Okay. I mean, wow, that's a big one. Are you? Okay, how can I help?
I was just wondering. So we went through the paperwork, and there was like 4 stacks just for the questions we asked that were like half a foot high, and I went through it as best I could, and like we've got some ideas about maybe like how he operates or something, but we're wondering if there's any, like, oh, you can't put that in the report because you don't know it for sure kind of stuff that you know about. Any details that would help us really find this guy, because
I mean, I'm stationed here. I mean, I've never worked in the 6th or the 4th, much less the 5th.
But he's been operating in the 2nd since the Gruul incursion.
He has? There's been no word of that among, like, us. Like, I haven't heard anything about...
In the paperwork? Oh, that's strange.
Like, I've heard some rumors and stuff on the screamer sheets, but that's about it. She kind of reaches up. Yeah, like the thing that, like, the screamers. They stand out on the side of the road.
Oh, the news guy.
Yeah, the screamers.
Yeah. Well, we got to look through some of the archive stuff, and this elf brought us all this paperwork, and some of them were showing up here because, I guess there's still probably lots of criminals in the 4th, but with everything all broken down and so much rebuilding, I guess maybe the killer doesn't think it's fun anymore.
I mean,
anyway.
Do they have specific names or anything like that attached to them?
Did I do a history check to see if I
Yes.
remember any of the ones from the 2nd?
Yes.
And y'all are there. Is anyone else doing a history check? Oh, you weren't there. Opal, do you want to do a history check?
Sure.
The thing keeps going everywhere. So I got a 17.
17? All of the names on them were either withheld for privacy, redacted for security, or anonymized because the name was not actually known or reported.
And were any of the locations though? Like
all of them say generic locations, like 2nd Precinct North Ward, 2nd Precinct South Ward, stuff like that.
That's really okay. So the names some of them were blacked out, and some of them say they were like withheld or anonymous. Like they said they didn't know the name, but they've been just describing them by ward.
I mean, okay, you know how y'all have neighborhoods over in the 4th? We basically have, we call them wards here. There's like the North Ward, the South Ward, the Central Ward, and stuff like that. But those are like big areas.
Well, there was at least one in the north and one in the south from the note. So, just so you're aware, stay safe, stay careful.
I mean, we're in the South Ward right now. I'm captain of the South Ward.
Well,
and
the paperwork there has to be right, doesn't it?
I haven't filed any paperwork about any lawmaster killings.
Is there somebody we can talk to who does?
I mean, any South Ward paperwork has to have my stamp on it before it gets entered into the archives.
But I have noticed if it had her stamp since I know her.
What was your history roll again?
17.
You don't know what her stamp looks like, but you do know that she would have had to sign it, and you did not see her name on any of the paperwork. That would have stood out to you.
I didn't see your name on the report from the south. Like, I would have noticed if I saw your name on something. That doesn't seem good at all.
That's weird.
I mean, surely you have archive access. You should
Yeah,
just check.
I'll have to. And she's like gathering up, and she reaches over and she kind of strokes the back of the owl's head, and it looks at her, and then it kind of like looks at you, and it starts to go for a second before it like flaps its way past y'all down the through the doorway, and you can kind of hear it moving down the hall before.
Hey, Cha.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't figure out a lead and we try to do something like probably super stupid, like pretend we're being questioned by you, would you help out?
I mean, you could just say that you were being questioned by me now, I guess. I mean, do you need me to actually ask you questions? Does this count?
Now.
Does this count?
I mean, that's a horrible plan.
I mean,
I'm hoping I don't have to do that plan.
I mean, if I ask you a question now, does that count towards this, or?
Yeah, we just won't tell anyone we were questioned by you unless we need to tell someone. That works great.
So I shouldn't ask you anything then. And she like,
I think we're good.
Okay.
Are there any recent transfers from other districts?
Not to my area. I mean, we had a couple people that were temporarily displaced, but now that the rebuilding's done, they're all back in the 6th and the 5th.
Did we get a list of those names?
I can get you the list of the ones that came to my area, but it's quite a few. It'll take me a day or two to get them written up.
Whoever it is, they're probably here now, like a permanent transfer, if they were on the board, which we're totally not saying they are, because we don't know that.
I haven't added anyone new to my force other than academy recruits in 3 months.
How large is your force?
The South Ward has 80. She stops and pulls up a couple paperwork. We have 89 currently active law mages, as well as 117 reservists in case we have an emergency.
That is awesome! You're doing so good, Cha! She gives her a hug.
Hey, she gives you a hug back, and it's like, she seems very thrown off that y'all are visiting her at work, but she's still like happy to see you and still has that underlying bubbly personality.
I better go before someone decides to start questioning Opal.
Oh, who?
Oh, we ended up with a Rakdos recruit at the business. Guild Pack trying to get other people in, so anyway, she's joined us. She's been training to do like maps and scouting and stuff.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I wouldn't have thought so, but
I mean, Rakdos get around. That makes sense. She kind of looks over and extends. Cha Meriden.
Me.
Pleasure. Nice to meet you. Please don't take anything.
if we have like a re-business open party or something later, I'll mail you.
Yes.
The old address is pretty good. It's being rerouted to the new postal station that's about like half a mile down.
Oh, the new hub?
It's not at the actual pump house anymore.
Okay. Yeah, I heard that y'all had a new hub open.
Here's our business card.
It's like, ooh, it's fancy. And she kind of tucks it away at the corner of her desk. Thank you. Let me know. I'll be happy to stop by.
Hey, bye, Cha.
Bye. She gives you another hug, and she like sits back down and like starts going through paperwork as y'all are heading out. As y'all are walking down the stairs, the owl like just kind of tucks its wings and shoots between y'all. You get a bare glimpse of it having like some rolled up paper in its claws as it like swoops through the office. No one even looks up at it as it darts into her office. This is clearly not a new occurrence.
Reminds me of you in Books Watcher.
Watcher like, and then it turns and stares at Faradir.
Heading out.
Alright. So, as y'all head out of the Southward Chapter House, Grigum, make me an investigation roll to find the nearest Chapter House. You're muted.
I was saying absolutely. Probably not as easy as finding it in the Azorius own district.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Investigation. I'm so glad I had that trained. Yeah. It's like 17 plus 3, 20. It's like
20? It doesn't take too long. You look around, like, well, we're in this area. The flow of traffic is like, you go over like a couple streets and you find this squat looking brick of a building, maybe 15 by 40 feet long. There is an Azorius symbol, not so much like etched into it as just painted on the side in blue. The door is like closed. There's no one standing outside. Every window has bars on it, and behind the bars, several of the windows are broken.
It very likely suffered in the Gruul invasion. I was like,
And you know that everything here has been rebuilt over the past 6 months.
yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I was
Like, you knock on the door, there's a second, it opens, and a goblin in blue robes is like, yeah! Pokes his head out. What do you want? You here to get someone out, or you here to get someone in?
I'm here, like, to talk to someone about someone who was here before. I was like,
I mean, it's 50 to get someone out. It's 120 if you want to get someone in.
do
If you have anything
records?
that we can use for evidence, it helps.
Look, I'm part of the Second Sight Agency, and I'm in the middle of an investigation. I was like,
Okay.
and I need to see any records you may have. I was like,
Click.
shut the door immediately.
Yes. There's a couple people, like, on the street just day drinking, watching you.
Look, if you can't help me, direct me to someone who can. Like,
You want someone arrested? 120 gold! He's yelling through the door.
I don't want to arrest anyone yet.
If you
I'm
want
in the
someone that's been
process of
arrested
tracking
out, it's
someone-
50 gold. It's cheaper to get someone out than in. You get the feeling that this is not the nicest of Azorius chapter houses.
No, it is not. It's like, is it the only one? It's like,
It's the one in this area that's like right near the Red Wastes.
Goodness gracious. I was like, if only I had a name, you know? It's like did you work here roughly 7 months ago? I was like,
Yeah?
did you arrest a goblin smuggler? I was like, female? I was like, got released because of, I guess, not enough evidence.
Oh, her, yeah. Vic came by and paid 50 gold to get her out.
Right. Do you know her name?
Vic? Victress.
The other one.
Bloodlaw?
The smuggler.
Oh, Chalet. Chalet, I don't think she had a surname.
Okay. Thank you. It's like, what was she arrested for per se? Like, what was
Oh, her
she
boyfriend
caught for?
paid
Charged?
like 120 gold to have her arrested. He wanted to come in and do like the rescue thing, but Vic beat him to the punch.
Ah, okay. It's like, and do you know who her boyfriend was? It's like,
No, like it was some ghoulish looking dude. Like it was big lizardy.
oh, oh, hmm.
I ain't one to judge.
No, not at all. It's like, hmm. Do you happen to know anything else about her? It's like,
Kinda cute. I think.
what did she
I don't
typically
know.
smuggle? It's like,
Huh?
what
Oh
did she
no,
typically
she didn't
smuggle?
smuggle anything. We just made that up.
Oh,
Yeah, he came in with like some of her stuff and paid like 120 gold, and then we arrested her and entered it into evidence, and then like 2 hours later, Vic showed up and paid to have us lose her paperwork and release her with not enough evidence.
like, and where did you happen to lose, say, paperwork? It's like,
In a fire?
I figured that would happen. I was like, okay. I was hopeful. Don't judge. Look, if you don't ask, you won't know for sure.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you for your time. It's like,
All right. Don't come back.
I can't promise you that.
No response. There is a trail of smoke coming out of one of the windows, though.
Oh, joy.
And her name is pronounced is spelled Shille.
Yeah, wait, S-H-I, it's like,
LLE.
L-L-E. Huh. That almost looks like it spells shill. I was like, but Chile, okay, good. Yeah, like, I figured.
So you got something resembling answers.
Yeah,
There are a
like,
couple people on the streets. One, you actually see a centaur sitting down, which is weird. His back half is sitting down, his front half is standing, and he's just like and watching you.
Can I help you?
You got a booze? And then he takes a drink of booze.
Actually, yeah, I do. And I come over, like, produce a cup. It's like, if he doesn't have one already. It's like,
He's just drinking straight from a bottle.
yeah, it's like, and I pour some out from my bottle, like, of red oak red berry wine. It's like, and then hand him the bottle.
Which bottle? Just to check.
Apple oak red berry wine. It's like, I have 2 other bottles. It's like,
Oh, okay. The non-refilling bottles. Okay.
yeah, the non-refilling bottles. Because at first I was going to, and then I thought, no, I shouldn't advertise that the fact that I have that.
He's like takes it and he like.
And I raised the
And
cup
then
that I
he-
poured for myself, and I'm like,
That's good. Doesn't mix well.
well, you asked for booze. I was like,
Uh-huh. He kind of stands up and he just literally walks above you. And
I
heads
wonder
down
what
the
a
street.
drunken horse walk is like.
It's kind of, he's catering, but it's at an angle. So he's like, he's walking, trying to walk straight down the street, but he's veering towards one of the buildings very slowly. You get the impression that this is not the best of neighborhoods either.
yeah.
Hey, if you had 120 gold, you could have him arrested for public intoxication.
So while Grigum is planning and contemplating that,
Yeah.
Ingrid,
I'm-
Faradir, and Opal, what are y'all doing? Where are y'all going?
I feel like we should go back and check in with Grigum. What do y'all think? Check in with the agency, update Cathal, tell her Rail's gone somewhere with the writ, and she doesn't hear from him by tomorrow to check in with Rail. Anyone else have anything to do in Precinct 2?
Really?
Okay, so as we go back to the as we go find the nearest subtram, let's keep an eye out for Faradir's. Just waiting till they exit for Faradir's possible pursuer.
Are you going to tell them what you saw?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I heard the spies murmur. Saw a man in a black cloak. I
Wow.
assume it was a man. Brown cloak, wow.
It's like,
This sounded like a really unreliable witness statement. Are you sure you don't want to roll history?
History check for remembering the description of this man.
alright, what was your number?
12.
12. You do not know if it's a man or a woman. It seems slightly shorter than you. They were wearing a brown cloak with a hood up, and they were moving with a hobbled gait, though moving quickly.
Say all this. It was a man with a human or humanoid
It was a person.
person. There we go.
Person is what is generally used with, like, I don't know if they were human, elf, or what have you.
Have you seen him before this time? Like, or is today the only day? It could have just been someone trying to pickpocket you.
I feel like they were familiar, but I can't place where I last saw them.
Well, okay, we can keep an eye out for just anyone doing weird patterns behind us. Watcher, sit backwards on my shoulder, okay?
Watcher
And-
kind of
and-
like scabbers around, faces backwards, his tail draped over across your chest.
Okay, now don't just watch Fairdeer. We need to look for if anyone's following Fairdeer.
It is making direct eye contact with Fairdeer.
Well, okay, as soon as we start walking, Watcher, I need you to look for if anyone's following Fairdeer. This is really important. Because they'd be following us, too, at that point, because we're walking together. And, I mean, Valora would want to know if anyone was following us.
You get like an affirmation of sorts. It's not so much an image as it's a very self-satisfied feeling.
You do an excellent job at it.
Thank you for picking a familiar that is utterly incapable of communicating in words. And forces me to come up with images and emotional responses to reply to you.
Well, it does that for me, too, when I'm talking.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that's most familiars, honestly.
Yeah.
Unless you get like a raven, pixie, it's like one of the weird ones. It's like,
Well,
So
no,
we're gonna-
like telepathic familiars are able to, like, normally, here is what I saw, and just replay the mental image for you. Watcher, being a pseudo dragon, can only communicate in emotions and images, still images. So it can't replay a memory, and it can't go like, this is what I heard.
oh darn! It can only show us its photographic memory.
Semi.
So we're going to look for the subtram to head back to the agency.
Okay. It's
Well,
pretty
now we won't
easy.
know if Rel reads the book on the way back.
It's pretty easy to find a subtram station. They're clearly marked and not too far apart. You go down, since you are having to talk to a ticket taker, you tell them, I need a ticket to Second Sight Agency, and the Videlkin kind of looks at you and is like, I don't have that location on my route.
Sweet Street. This is the Sweet Street one.
Okay. She that's cross she flipped over to the 4th precinct. That's what was it? A Xeno, I believe. Xeno Zip, which is a gold. 1 gold.
Yeah.
And she hands over the tickets. It's like,
And is that for all of us or each?
Each.
I forgot. Okay. And don't subtract it and unsubtract it if you did last time. I'm going to take it from the group expenses since we're on a case.
all right. So once again, y'all load into a rail car. This time, however, you are not by yourself. There is a number of, average citizens in there with you, either people going to visit someone or going home from commuting or anything like that. The rail lurches, and Cookie, guess who needs to make a dexterity saving throw again?
Oh boy. Okay. That's a 14.
14. You managed to grab the rail this time as opposed to go flying. And a constitution check.
10.
And blackness. Just unending void. You guys watch as Cookie kind of grabs the rail and then just goes down.
We did see her do that last time, so I'll try to ease her into a comfortable pile.
If it's any consolation, she's not the only one. There's a little girl that was riding with her mother, and she is just against her mom.
Hey, Fairdeer.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, why do you not want to ask a question about your past? That just seems so weird.
Hasn't affected me so far.
Okay. Guess I'm on my own to the post office then.
About halfway through the trip, which takes a significant amount of time due to the fact that you're traveling from one precinct to another, and each precinct is roughly the size of San Francisco. Opal, you start to come to.
Jared and I have probably been reading.
Yeah. Like, you guys watch as Opal just like...
Hey, you're back.
Nothing happened. We're not speaking of this.
Quiet ride, reading my book.
Alright. So, while y'all are traveling back to the agency, Grigum, what's your plan? After giving a drink to a centaur and then having it just walk past you. My computer disconnected.
Rip.
We're still waiting to reconnect.
This one.
Dream must have failed its constitution check.
So, we've been doing this for like 2 hours now. Are we allowed to give up yet?
I mean, it was doing pretty good.
What do y'all think?
Hey, I'm game for more, but like, if it's annoying to you guys,
Well, I mean, the last time it did this, it started accelerating and happening more and more frequently until the point that it was like just almost constantly offline.
We don't know it's going to accelerate again.
By the time,
But if it's messing up your gaming, we can just call it.
I mean, we're reconnected. We've reconnected.
Hi, Reeve.
Time to make that a shirt.
Oh, the Reeve connection.
what is the difference between a joke and a dad joke? And it's like, when does a joke become a dad joke? When it's apparent.
We're back on live, and I just am ready to take a hammer to my PC. Like, I am smiling and being happy, and I look like I'm in a good mood, right? I want to beat my computer with a hammer. So I don't know where I froze or cut off on. Opal, you woke up. Told people things didn't happen. I went, Grigum, what are you doing? And then I realized that no one was blinking or breathing, and then the computer went like, you've been disconnected.
I was going to ask if I could meditate the rest of the way.
Make a wisdom check, please.
Okay. Nat 20.
Nat 20, yeah, you're gone. Like, pretty bird. And then nothing. Just shut off the brain.
Did she pass out again? Hey.
She's just
Did she pass
sitting
out
there
of her
looking
bed?
into the distance with like a slightly creepy smile.
I don't need to do a medicine check, right? I don't know medicine. You're a doctor, right? Because you're a semic.
That is
You're a
lot
doctor,
of
right?
assumptions right there.
Sure.
Is she okay?
Make a medicine check.
I guess?
Okay.
I mean, this seems like that meditation thing that Grigum does whenever we really stress him out.
That's a 9 on.
So maybe she just got really stressed out by the trip. I mean,
So you're not
She doesn't seem
100%
to train
sure? You think she's still alive, you kind of like bap her lightly with your tentacles just to see if you get a reaction. But she seems fine. Okay, Grigum,
He'll live.
a centaur took some booze from you, stepped over you, walked past you, started going down the street, and eventually just kind of, you see him walk into the side of a building, lean against it, and just kind of keep on going. Just leaning against the building. There's a light scraping sound.
I guess I better move on. He's like, although he does look ghoulish, right?
Yeah. Or just poorly kempt. He's in like ragged leathers. He didn't have any tattoos or a weapon, and he didn't seem particularly angry. He just seemed really drunk. And wearing a shirt that was kind of old.
True. He's like, I guess, boy, I was like, this is a hard decision to make here. Like, I could keep investigating right now, but like, after what the Gruul did recently, it's like, I'm not sure if it's going to be easy to track down a Gruul lizard man thing. It's like, can I even begin to, understand what it was that she was dating? It's like,
Probably a Vishino. Lizard folk.
okay, I didn't know that was a thing in this setting.
Yep. No, y'all interviewed one. Tardikutha was a black-scaled, very rail-thin lizard folk.
Also, you had to deal with them in your one shot because they were the guards.
And Emmy, the pink... Well, they're not actually pink-scaled, but they keep their scales enameled pink, poked you with a rod when you went into the murder coliseum. I think you paid them also like 25 feet of rope for a reeve at one point.
Yeah, but don't worry, everybody
let's,
forgets about the Argonians.
Look, let's put this under the fact that I thought that Cathal was a minotaur and not an elf.
That's a point.
Oh, right.
Because I didn't know elves were in this setting. Let's add that to the list that's like misunderstandings by Grigum or Demage.
No worries. Honestly, it makes for an entertaining show.
Yeah. It's like, why isn't Cathal using her charge attack? And it's like, what are you talking about? Her goring. What kind of monster do you think she is? Like,
I mean, Cathal has a goring attack, but it's not like you're thinking.
Yeah. Anyway,
I like to think that Grigum just gets drunk and he just saw her double and was like, "Yep, Minotaur."
Oh, I went like just.
How does that make any sense?
I was thinking just like drunk.
2 sets of legs.
I figured drunk at the wrong office. Completely oblivious to it. Like some random Minotaur running like a bakery.
Like, I saw one Minotaur and never really saw the actual Cathal because I just had my back turned to her all the time and just heard her voice.
You saw a Minotaur.
Yes,
You gave the Minotaur gold thinking you were contributing to the coffers, and that's how you got stock in the wine company.
Let's not confuse that
There you
story
go.
anymore. No.
I mean, if you had thought
This
she
is
was
just
a
going to turn
Luxon, if you had thought she was a Luxodon, it would have made sense at least because you met a Luxodon at the same time that you met her. But yeah, no, it's fine. It's honestly great. I love it. I love everything about this. This is wonderful, and I want this to be my job.
Okay, so
I laughed myself to a headache.
okay. Where were we? Oh yes. It's like, so I'm trying to think. It's like,
I'm just really surprised that you have the first and last name of another person of interest, and you're like, yeah, I don't care about that.
First and last? only.
Yeah, Vic Blood, whatever.
Bloodlaw,
We just visited her.
the lady that literally he got a job from.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cow beater.
That
happy
was
2019, everybody.
Advisor.
Oh, I will never not regret it. Oh.
Okay. He's like, welcome to our episode of Do We Have Our Notes Straight?
Yeah.
Oh. It
Okay,
hurts.
so
It's worth it. Hold on. I need to take a painkiller.
okay.
Yes, I have painkillers just sitting out on my desk. That is totally what I took and not a caffeine pill.
I mean, either would work depending.
Okay, so, Centaur without pants. Where's where we left off? Sorry.
Yeah. And I decided I don't want to.
I got disconnected again. Yep.
The goblins.
Yeah,
You're
I
very
know.
social.
Even if it was, look. Even if I make it true, that's still a stereotype.
I'm back. Can we give up on this yet?
So yeah, like, let me think.
I think Fairdeer froze. Tux isn't
Uh-huh.
blinking.
Okay.
It's a perfect image. Wait, nope, never
It
mind.
just
So there we go.
It
There we
just
go. Yeah,
resolved.
because it very much was.
The best part is that we are once again reconnected. Hi,
How is chat taking this? What are they? What are their?
Equilibrium. Are you as entertained with this as I am? What about the rest of you, chat? Hey, I need to get like 10 people in chat and talking to unlock a future emote. Emote? Remote. Emote. Emote.
So it's like you got a little distracted there.
Yeah.
But it's like, let's see. I'm going to. It's like, I guess there's no help in it, but I may have to do the same thing our good law master, like the law mage, did earlier, where he just was like, "Hey, he's like, do you know this person? Hey, do you know this person? Hey, do you know this person?" It's like,
Just randomly going around asking people, did you ever meet a goblin?
You
I'm
have
a
a lot of
goblin.
coppers, right?
Do you know a lizard person? Are you interested in Selesnya? Do you want to have some of this wine?
Do you know a lizard person? Did you know they secretly
Yeah.
control everything?
basically. Well, so far we've seen lizard folk in all manner of guilds. So like,
Well,
Anyway,
true.
I think basically what I want, mechanically speaking, to just start
Canvassing the neighborhood.
trying to find, canvassing, getting picking up rumors, that kind of thing. It's like,
Make an
and maybe
investigation check and spend. I'm going to go with 10 gold.
ooh, I don't even have one. I was like,
Okay, so you're basically
Like,
have you heard of this goblin? Here's booze.
yeah, I'm like,
That would work, actually.
to be fair, it's like I
You
have
need to cash
stockpiled.
that.
Like, to be fair, I have a stockpile of alcohol right now, like between bits and bots, bad brew, high proof, and
Oh god, that'll kill
a
someone.
number of things
Use that. Don't.
and a number,
use that.
and I know, like, but I'm just listing what I've got here,
Yeah.
and I've got still have some of the berry wine. It's like as well as a decanter of alcohol. Like,
Oh, that's right. You
like,
just
I
took
think
a decanter of alcohol.
and
I completely forgot about that. You just like one
I
day
still have
walked in,
that.
picked it up, and you've just been walking around with it in your pack with a lid on it.
And it's like,
I like to
probably
think it's
won't be
not a
handing
lid;
out-
it's just a little, like a plastic wrap with like a rubber band to seal it. It's not even a lid.
Okay, I'm going to allow you to use booze as payment to people for asking them questions. Make your investigation roll.
Can I get advantage for the area? Like,
Yeah, it fits for the area. You get advantage.
At least after this, you don't have to worry about the decanter sloshing in your bag.
Yeah.
It's like I like
I'm
to
surprised
think.
it hasn't.
I like to think you walk up to someone, pull the bag, pull a full decanter out. It's like, here, I need to ask you some questions. And you're like, what the fuck is happening now?
Like, a part of me wants to think that maybe I'm kind of like something akin to bar hopping, like people that expecting to drink or like and whatnot. And it's like, and
Oh
I'm just
yeah,
like,
you're going.
here, I'm
You're
gonna
going
bring
to
in
You're
my
bar
own booze. It's
hopping
like, yeah.
just
even better. You're
if the
going to
bar was a
bars.
food truck.
That's even better.
It's like the Rakdos performing thing all over again.
That's even better. You're going to bars where people are paying for drinks and giving them alcohol that you have.
That's not gonna have
No.
any negative repercussions.
No. Okay. Putting that aside, anyway, it's like we'll work out the details later. How feasible.
The exact
But
mechanics
it's
of
like-
it will come up later. I promise.
15.
15. You get 3 questions.
Okay, like first and foremost, the question of what the name of Chalet's boyfriend is. It's
Like you end up going ironically back to the lean huntress.
like, I was
on
about
the-
to say, if it's at that chapter house again, oh my god.
You end up like doing a circuit. You, the first place you're trying to find the information, you eventually end up back at the Lean Huntress. You give the bartender, who has an entire bar full of alcohol behind him, your decanter, and he answers the question. She was hooking up with. He was like kind of a yellow green looking dude. Big frill at the back. I guess you like that. His name was.
I'm
How
sorry,
many
can you repeat
C's
that?
in all?
R A C C K H.
Can you repeat that?
RACCKH.
RACCKH.
Yeah.
So it's exactly as it sounds, huh?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm just
Like
surprised I picked out a
ZOMG.
C in there.
They misspelled ZOMG. He's like, how the hell do you do that?
All right. So what's your next question that you're looking to get
Next
answered?
question. Hmm.
Where does he reside?
Where there? Oh yeah. Like where? Does anyone know where he lives? And it's like,
All right. Like the bartender at the Lean Huntress does not know, so you kind of go back to your semi-drunk wandering of booze sharing for information. You find yourself at a Orzov bail bonds. There's like a kind of a red-haired, pockmarked, like totally like maybe 20 at most. Kid that's like taking names and stuff, and you like give him like half of one of the bottles of red berry wine. He takes like 2 sips of it and he passes out. when he gets back up, he
So the
tells you.
boss is coming back. Okay.
Yeah, when he gets back up, he tells you like that the there is no known location for um, the lizard folk. However, Shella had a rented an apartment at what was the name of that apartment building? Spawning Acres. SPAWING
Yeah.
acre.
First, I was like, acres. SPAW, what?
He's slurring a lot.
Yeah, like Acre. Like Acre was the one I was having trouble with, and I was like,
Yeah.
anyone who's played Zerg can spell spawning.
Yeah, no, he's slurring a lot from those two sips.
Yeah. I got you. I was like, so. And I guess final question is like, like I think I've got enough information about boyfriend to like get a head start in what I'm doing in following the lead. So a part of me wants to ask if were there any actual. No, actually, no. Like, that probably wouldn't be a good question to ask. It's like, shit. Yeah, no, they probably wouldn't tell the difference between serial killings and gang killings. It's like, I'm good at this. I swear. Let me think. Would it be fair to ask if there were any associations that these two were a part of, like separately or together? Like,
yeah, actually, that would work.
right.
This last one has you wondering for quite a while, asking questions.
So basically, this is the end of the day kind of thing.
Yeah, this is over the course of like 4 hours. The sun is setting. We'll be jumping back to Ingrid and the rest of them having arrived at close to home after this. But after a couple hours of wandering and talking, you end up like at the southern edge of the Red Wastes, where you come across like a literal tent camp with like a fire and like 7 or 8 goblins in pith helmets and tan khaki shirts and shorts. And you trade them like one of the whole bottle, but basically share a whole bottle with this pith-hatted gang of goblins. And they like, oh, hey, yeah, Shella, she used to work with us. She met a lizard folk on one of our expeditions into the Red Wastes.
So what, your gang?
Oh, no, we're a business. We do safaris. Do you want to see a giant boar?
I'm sure I will eventually in my life.
I mean, like,
But
maybe sooner than later, 15 silver.
You know what? That actually sounds like a fair price. It's like, I'll have to come back later to do that, though. Like, well, look around. Getting pretty late.
Yeah. It's a great time to see them because they're not as active at night. So they're a lot less likely to step on you.
You know what? How about I come back with my friends?
Okay.
Another day, another night. I was like,
yeah.
I probably love that too. Like,
we're normally we're not always here, but watch for the towers. Our blinds are really easy to spot from a distance.
Gotcha. I was like, thanks. I was like,
And at this point, it's like 7 o'clock at night and starting to get super dark. Like, I probably should not be walking these streets alone.
All right, like, so woe betide anyone who tries to jump me at night. So yeah, I start making my way back to like a tram station. Like,
all right. So you'll eventually hit a tram station. They'll give you a ticket and send you to the Sweet Street exit, which is the closest to, because you asked for Second Sight Agency initially, and they just look at you confused.
No. I would never dare like just say that to them. Like, the whole part of a secret tram stop is that it's secret.
Yeah. So they send you to the Sweet Street exit. Jumping back in time roughly 5 hours, Faradir, Opal, Ingrid, you arrive at the Sweet Street station. Across the street from you, Coffee Bites is up and running. There is a pair of Luxodon. I keep on saying Luxon because we're catching up on Critical Role, and it's just been so involved lately with them. But there are a pair of Luxodon across the way, kind of doing an arm wrestling thing, only they're using their trunks.
That was a tram ride.
I think I could actually go for some coffee.
No, I was thinking of getting a couple bottles to go, to go talk to Cathal with.
Opal, as you start coming out of your meditation, Faradir is kind of standing over you, rubbing your face with his tentacle. Just to check to make sure you're okay.
We've stopped. Opal, we've stopped.
Ah. That was
Okay.
fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Do you want to stop and get some refreshment before we do this walk? Do you need a break? No, let's get off before they, start taking us to another stop.
Yeah.
So y'all get off, y'all disembark. The ticket taker takes your tickets for the record, because they track everyone who uses the sub-tram for the most part, which is really confusing to them when you're getting off of a unmarked sub-tram station and compiling their books and you don't have a ticket for them. And it's like, oh, okay, did you just jump the rail? But anyway.
We stayed at the other end. So coffee shop, I guess, for a moment.
All right. So this is the first time I think you've actually gone into Coffee Bites. Because, okay, what's the inside
Bought
of
my
it?
knife there.
No, you bought your knife from the vendor outside.
Oh, I thought I went in the shop and saw if they had any kitchen-like stuff, and they were like, yes.
They have like a lot of kitchen stuff at like the outside vendor. Like the inside of the shop is a coffee shop.
Okay, then no.
So, okay, sorry for the confusion.
Imagining going into Starbucks, leaning over, I need a knife.
I looked around first.
So
That's what happened before I asked him.
I'm sorry for the confusion. It's probably on me. Going past the vendors outside that sell like various accoutrements used for cooking or, setting up kitchens or self-defense in impromptu situations.
Yes, I still have a kitchen knife on my belt.
The inside is a nice warm setting, like warm as in hot. Not warm, though it is pretty actually warm and welcoming too, with like some deep wood tones and plush-looking chairs. Behind the counter is a single Videlkin female with shockingly bright orange hair, which is unusual because Videlkins, for the most part, are have alopecia. They don't have hair. They're bald. She's standing in front of a complicated-looking contraption, and around her neck is a guild emblem. She's like, "Welcome to Coffee Bites. What can I get for y'all?" How long would you like to be awake?
Nothing that keeps us awake more than 4 hours for sure.
Okay, so you want the weak blend. Okay, yeah, we can do that. It's like,
Now, when you say weak, do you mean W-E-A-K or W-E-E-K?
oh, the first.
Important distinction.
No, do you want a weak?
Say no. Say no, fair dear.
She
Say no.
She goes over to the machine, pulls holds a little sample cup under it, pulls the lever. There's like a and like maybe a thin trickle of this black-looking, very thick substance drips into the sample cup. Here you go. Sample. Well, she was holding out to. Okay. Make a Constitution check for me.
So this was 16. The weak blend sample.
No,
then.
this was
hold on.
This is the weak blend sample. What was your
16?
16.
Yeah.
Your stomach hurts, like hurts, but not badly, and you are now immune to exhaustion for 24 hours.
Yay.
Do you have any to-go bottles that are like part coffee, part alcohol? I think I have a friend that would like one.
What proof?
20?
Well, we do know him pretty well.
Okay, she grabs a
She
bottle of coffee
proof?
liqueur, and she grabs it's a what's the word for it? Carafe of sorts, and she kind of just starts pouring coffee liqueur into it. Stops after about a minute.
2 bottles, please. These are for me and Cathal, okay?
Screws one on. Passes it. The first one gets another carafe of coffee, and another minute passes. Screws the cap on. Puts those in. All right. Anything else?
Do y'all want some of the weak blend for here? The weak with the A? Doing okay, Opal?
Why not?
Yeah, 3 cups of the weak blend with the low potency, not like for 1 week.
Okay, she does this weird thing where she scoops all 3 of the cups up on a single finger and holds them under the thing. Goes, and it's less pitch black midnight and less tar and more just a kind of dark brownish liquid that flows into each of the cup, and she just holds it and rotates her hand through all 3 of the cups and sets them up. It's like, okay, so 4 of the weak blends and 2 of the core crafts.
3 of the weak blends.
3, right? 3. Sorry. That's da, 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 da.
Yeah, I'm not giving coffee to Kay.
Should I count that, or should I just say it's the end of the wealthy lifestyle perk?
That's probably the end of the wealthy lifestyle perk. At least yours would be.
Okay.
So not counting the one for the wealthy lifestyle perk, it would be 23 gold for the carafe and the other 2 cups.
Okay.
All right.
You might as well stay and enjoy them.
So, please have a sit. Would you like a pastry?
No, I think we just needed to revive everyone after that tram ride.
Okay. How about some chocolate or and she goes over and she comes back with a little metal shakerton. This is a proprietary blend of cinnamon, cocoa, and cayenne.
That sounds really good, but I've already got a drink. Next time.
Okay. And she kind of, and you can, like, there are other people in the area, but while y'all are standing at the desk, she's very focused on y'all, it feels.
We'll go sit down and give Opal some time to revive after spacing out for the whole tram ride, and we weren't sure what happened to her.
Yes, because introducing coffee to Opal, what could go wrong?
Okay.
Ingrid's taking very measured sips so she could try to duplicate flavor profiles later with prestidigitation.
All right, make a Constitution save. It's a much lower DC.
Oh, hey, it fell. Okay.
Natural 20. Yeah, you're fine. Like, this tastes damn good.
It fell, but it landed.
For the next, for the next 4 hours, you have immunity to exhaustion.
I hope to be awake normally for those 4 hours, so that's good.
Anyone else that's drinking, please make a Constitution save. Faraday, if you have any of the cup, you need to make your Constitution save with disadvantage.
I thought I already had mine.
Well, she gave you a sample. Like, you know, like the little plastic sample cups things? That's what she gave you that gave you the 24-hour immunity to exhaustion. But Ingrid ordered 3 cups of regular coffee, too.
Alright.
I got a 15.
15? Your stomach kind of hurts a little, but not badly. Just like I just drank something hot and it's like, not sitting just quite right. But for the next 4 hours, you have immunity to exhaustion.
23.
With disadvantage? What the fuck?
Faraday's dice need to, like...
I swear to God, you are Taliesin Jaffe in disguise or something.
We need to, like, have a Shadowrun extraction mission to get those dice out of his hands.
I need to roll those dice.
I need those things.
No, you don't. They need to be locked away in a vault somewhere for the safety of all player kind.
This reminds me of that conversation one of your players was having last night about giving their DM dice that they know roll bad.
Yeah. By the way, this is the same die I rolled when I was doing that bard that was a skill monkey but failed every check.
Yeah. So,
Keep in mind, I don't roll my bad rolling dice. I don't, like, jail them or anything.
so like, yeah,
It's just balancing out
Tux,
at this point.
you just like, I don't know what they're talking about. You are now poisoned for the next hour, as opposed to like the next 2 hours, because this is strong coffee, and you have immunity to exhaustion for the next 28 hours now, as opposed to the next 24. Yes, it's cumulative, but if you get over 60 hours of immunity, you die.
Not even 72. Wow. I guess that's not counting the day that you would normally have.
Yeah.
So we have a new assassination method by coffee.
Death by coffee. Wait, is that a... I feel like that's a thing. So y'all spend about an hour having coffee and are super jittery.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that that's a foolproof method, because if we get the one guy that survives, they basically become the Flash.
That's okay. We have other potions for that.
I'm remembering that Futurama episode where Fry drinks 100 cups of coffee, and it's just time stops.
We don't have Rail with us. How am I going to find out what these potions do? Ooh, we could visit Spanner. Visiting Spanner sounds like such a good idea right now. I think I had too much coffee.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think that you probably are saying that, but like double speed. You're like, Rail isn't here. How am I going to...
I'm sitting
We could
there
visit
like,
Spanner.
man, this
Business.
table is wobbly.
There's no...
Pearl, but that needs a scale. That needs a scroll but I need the other scroll for the walking, but then I need... Oh, but then there's the hut thing. Ooh, I should learn how to do a hut. I should learn how to do like a magic hut, right? Like...
I like to think that Faraday and Opal are just sitting there looking at her like this.
What?
Oh,
no.
you know, like this big
Do
dome,
what you want.
and then the stuff doesn't come in. Remember, like when we turned in that coin, and then like we couldn't go see the coin again, so we had to like go in and get it really fast before the dome was up, like those domes. No, with the Azorius guy, and the Forgetty place.
I love the fact that I know
You
what
shot
she's talking about.
arrow in the back.
What?
I don't know. What were we talking about?
For the
I
record,
don't know.
I
for the record, you know Cathal also has the ability to cast Identify. Because she has 10 levels of Wizard.
should probably head back. You know, I have a lot of energy for walking back right now. I think it's okay that we didn't get to go straight to the office.
Ingrid thinks about being back, and all of a sudden she's there.
Real?
No. But, like, it feels like that as y'all basically hyper-caffeinated sprint down the streets towards the Second Sight Agency. It's getting close to evening now, sun setting. It's getting dark. Maybe about 6, almost 7 o'clock.
Save this bottled coffee liquor stuff for a different day with Cathal. I don't think we should stay up super late.
What?
You remember the coffee that we just got from the store for the Cathal, where it has the liquor in it and it has the coffee in it, and I was going to go talk to her, but now it's like super late, and if I stay up, then anyway, I think it's time to rest. Yeah, we should go in and we should talk to Cathal.
Can you? Can you rest? It's like, is this like forced immunity to sleep right now?
This is Ingrid on the mild version. She's just a little hyper.
Remind me to never let her have coffee again.
The thing that would be interesting that I'm imagining is the tentacles are also twitching.
Yeah, like, y'all watch, you look at Faradir, and, like, he's okay, his hand is twitching, but, like, the cilia on his wrists are just going, like, and the big
like
ones
a
are just,
rattlesnake.
like, the big ones are just, like, slapping into stuff, like, thwack, against
I
the
bet you
wall.
can climb up a building right now. It's only one story. You should give it a try, Faradir. What are you doing? That is not climbing up a building. I'm just going inside. And I'm just going inside.
All right. You go
You
into...
see Grigum, he's drinking a cup of coffee, and it's like, hey.
Pretty much, yeah. Grigum and
Okay,
Cathal are sitting at the tables in the main entryway. Cathal has her notebook, her small travel book out, as well as the larger book you've seen her writing in, and looks like she is copying stuff from the smaller book to the big book.
Well, I got to get that ear thing back from you to give back to Grigum, because Rail said to go ahead and use it and for you to attune it so that we could talk to you while we were in New Prop, but then the communication didn't work in New Prop, and we had to go out of area to even talk to Cha, but we went through like 4 stacks of like a half-foot-high paperwork, and I need to get that thing back from your ear swipe.
Make a sleight of hand roll.
I like the fact that she actually says swipe.
Opal's just like, I'm not entirely sure what just happened, but okay.
So it's less she says swipe and carefully pulls it off, and more she says swipe, accidentally smacks the side of Opal's head, fondles her ear for a second, and pulls the device off.
Here, I brought you this back.
I'll just like tap her shoulder and be like,
Hey, don't forget Fairder, you've got the wand.
nice.
I look at
All
them.
looks at Grigum, then
And I'm
looks
just
at like, what the fuck?
You had coffee, didn't you? I was like,
Yeah, I brought some back, but not for today.
yes, not for today.
Can I attempt to
What day
hide
is it?
said coffee?
Yes, make a sleight of hand roll.
Oh, it would be in my pack, but yeah.
Yeah, this is to take it out of the pack.
Sleight of hand.
Well, is it in your pack or is it in your bag?
It's breakable, so I might not have put it in a normal backpack because I would know the other bag wouldn't let breakable things hit together.
Mm-hmm. What was
So
your
actually,
roll?
18.
18. You kind of lift the satchel and start to put your hand into the bag that you saw Ingrid put into, and a very loud, audible sound issues forth from the bag as you jam your hand down the throat of a living creature to retrieve the two bottles of coffee from the extra dimensional space that its stomach shares with the vault in the
Yes.
second floor.
I don't think that was very subtle, though.
For some reason, I
Nor
thought
was
it would be
it-
discreet.
Nor was putting coffee down a living creature's gullet a good idea. either.
They're in the bottles. They're sealed.
I know.
But- Yeah, no,
But
like,
that poses
Oh,
into
you don't
question.
need any more coffee today. You already had coffee.
it was super
Dude,
stealthy until the
Nice.
bag started choking on your arm, and you feel like it's weird because it's pulling on your arm while your arm is into it.
Physics.
It's not like
Did
a
she get
hard
them out,
pull.
or is it actually
Yeah,
like
she managed to get them out.
bag where it can't? Okay.
Yeah, no, she managed to get them out.
Very-
She knew
very
they were in
much,
there.
yeah.
She reached into the bag. It's just the bag is not quiet when you stick things into it because it enjoys making the sound because apparently some people are distressed by the sound it makes.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna run
Great
off
gun.
with them and go hide it.
I want those back tomorrow.
No promises!
I'll push your fires if you don't. I can do that. They're tiny.
Why don't you just
I
charge
have
her
plenty
the
of
full
fire.
amount?
I'm gonna follow her and chase her to her room.
Okay.
So before you leave, Grigum is like, you have to teach that thing to relax its gag reflex. And I was like,
I'm following Opal and chasing her to her room.
Make contested athletics rolls.
Okay.
both for the running and the grappling.
I'm just following her. 10.
20, not natural.
20. Ingrid, like, you keep on, like, getting distracted by stuff as you go down the hallway. Like, you're like, oh, there's my room. Oh, there's Faraday's room. Oh, there's Grigum's room. Oh, there's Opal's room. And Opal's room, the door is closed.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Opal is like much like Grigum, he's like is a monk and probably did some hardcore parkour to get away from you.
Remind, I'll just put a note on your door for tomorrow so you don't forget. And Ingrid put a note on her door.
I like to think that you do it like
Back in the
Teresa
room.
did and just carve into
No,
but
no, I
like
have
not with a knife,
yeah.
but with like your fingernail, just because you're shaking so much.
Paper stuff.
So while Grigum back downstairs like looks back at Cathal and just is like waits.
Hey, you're still alive. I knew you could do it.
Me? I'm fine.
Grigum.
Yeah, she's fine. He's like,
He's fine. She kind of
I'm
like
fine.
sips on
You
the
fine?
coffee.
you don't look fine. I'm like, He looked like he crawled out of some pit after molesting someone.
Here it comes back up. He's like, is he doing that again?
You look like you were the one molested.
He did grab me today.
Oh, God. Okay, I need to keep my mouth shut.
Cathal, like, I'm going to go get more coffee. And she stands up and walks down the stairs.
Yeah, like, grab another cup for me. It's like,
All right. It's like,
I ask you how your venture went, but I don't think now's a good time to do so.
you notice that they have returned without rail.
Notes.
Yeah, like,
Or Mavana.
did
It slides him the notebook with all her little bullet-pointed notes for the investigation.
I like to think that it wasn't a gentle slide. She just like,
Like, it was...
No, she likes her notebook a lot, so...
It was
Just
intended to be a
swing
gentle, like, slow slide, but it's like a... And it's like, shh. But no damage to it.
Yeah. So I look over the notes and it's like,
Okay, while you're looking over that in the notes, Opal, you have 2 crafts of coffee in your kind of basic room. Cathal doesn't know too much about you, so she just basically put a bed and a chest of drawers in there. And that's about it.
the floorboards.
The floorboard is made
I
out of
was gonna
stone.
say.
Oh,
I was gonna ask about that actually.
Yeah, y'all are subterranean.
Can I like
right.
put it in a pouch and bury it somewhere?
Like, okay, do you have a knife or something like that that could be used for digging in your inventory? Other than the magical flame blade that you were given by Devotion of the Fallen when he picked you up from where you were living before.
I would like to think that
I have a short sword.
digging and burying it is also actually a caffeine-fueled idea for her. She just doesn't express it with a lot of noise.
Make a athletics check at disadvantage for me, please.
Okay. Come on, dice.
Yeah, I was thinking she should just grab a spoon and start making a hole and cover it.
Did you say acrobatics?
Athletics.
Athletics?
Yeah, because you're digging.
14.
14. North, south. Roll me a d4. Report the number.
Where's my d4s? Okay, there. 3.
Okay, 3. So you start. You take the sword and you kind of dig. Like you're careful, not like holding the blade. You start digging into the wall, and like you cut a little space, and you work out the stone, and you kind of work out the you scrape out the mortar and stuff like that. You pull the stone, and there's a nice sized hole in the wall that you can leave the coffee crafts in. At the far end of the hole is a room with like a bed that's kind of messy, a pile of clothes in one corner, dog bed on the floor, and a dresser.
I'd like
It
to think that
appears I
Fairdeer
didn't
has a
quite
desk
take
there,
this
though, because
very
we all
well.
requested desks.
Yeah,
before.
Fairdeer has a desk. It's just not visible. What did you say, Cookie?
It appears that I did not think this through very well.
You kind of put it through anyway. Put the stone back in place.
Just like, oh well.
All right. So while this is going on,
As long as it's not Ingrid.
Cathal has returned with. Well, I mean, here's the thing. You have 4 walls. One has a door on it. So if you had rolled a 4, I would have, re-roll that. But I would have rolled it myself. One was the back wall, which is basically ties into the underground training area. And then you have Fairdeer's on one side and Ingrid's on the other side because Cathal's like, I don't know this person. We've just met her. I'm going to put her between 2 people that are at least semi-competent and regularly sober.
That long pause.
Because putting her next to the person that's passed out does no good except put the person who's passed out at risk.
Is there something I can cover that part of the wall with?
You can put the stone back in place.
Oh, okay.
So you kind of lift the stone, you put it back in place with the grout there. It's very noticeable that it's been removed and put back in place. But, you cover it up. Fairdeer, when you next go to your room, you have a bottle, you have a carafe of coffee sitting on the edge of your desk, and one spilled on the floor. I'm kidding, no. They're both sealed up. One's on the edge of your desk, one is laying on the floor, though.
I was hoping it's spilled.
Yeah. Okay. After a little bit, Cathal comes back up holding 2 cups of coffee, passes one to Grigum, sits down and sips. It's like, so the new girl, I heard a bunch of scratching and, other... I don't know what y'all do. I don't want to know what y'all do. But please make sure y'all clean up after yourselves and wash your hands. And she kind of goes back to copying from one book to the other.
A part of me was about to say, "What do you mean, you?" It's as if to say that I'm somehow associated with her. I'm like, "Oh, right, we do the same job together."
Hey, Cathal?
Hmm?
If I wanted to maybe copy a different spell, would that be okay?
Depends.
Like the hut one, maybe.
Oh, those! Yes, no, that's fine. Yeah, no. I thought you were talking about something else. Yeah, no, that's fine. Just let me finish this and you can borrow it.
Probably not today. I didn't go shopping for anything except coffee, and then coffee again, and then snacks today. Wait. Coffee and snacks, and then coffee. I have all these notes on the case, see? And then she takes it from Grigum and gives the notebook to Cathal.
I see. I'm going to start dinner. I have lined up 3 interviews for y'all tomorrow. I would like you to hire at least one of these people.
How many are we supposed to hire?
You can
Are we
hire
supposed
as
to hire
many as you want,
Okay.
but you have to pay for them. And she kind of finishes her cup, picks up the larger one, and then drops the notebook next to Ingrid. Please be careful with that. Well, actually, don't worry about it. Just... Yeah, it's... And she just, she demonstrates by holding up, a small flame from between her fingers and holding it against the book, and it won't catch.
I don't have the inks yet, so it's okay. Maybe tomorrow.
Just so you don't have to get it from me.
Okay, 1 second, sorry.
Huh? Oh, okay.
Thanks.
I'll just slowly start sneaking back into the room.
Alright. As you are walking by, Cathal, kind of looks at Yopal and smiles and, they're up there, wash your hands. And then continues on down the stairs. I need you all to make a perception check for me. Now that the person with the natural 19 perception is not in the room.
5. Well, I gotta do it for Watcher too, though.
Yeah.
Do I have to roll anything as well, or
Yeah, you're in the
13
room.
for Watcher.
that's
19. Okay. Watcher gives you a kind of heads up as and flashes you a mental image of a small monkey-like demon kind of creeping out of the library and starting to work its way down the hall.
So,
Hi,
what
welcome
does
back. You should come over here. You're not being stinky enough, though. Hey, come and sit at the table.
It
So
immediately
So what does a nat 20 for a total of 24 give me?
You
Same thing?
see Tibbletop working his way down the open expanse. He's like, the second
Does he
Ingrid
have-
calls.
Does he have something in his arms?
No, he's heading into the house or into the agency. He the second he gets called, he doubles back and just continues tiptoeing, but working his way back to the library. He goes through the door and
Guess he's not feeling very social today. What do you do if you don't know if you have a pet demon, Opal?
That's a question I was not prepared to answer.
Well, Reeves
Fire.
not here yet. I've got to ask you.
Fire is always the answer.
For cleaning and maintenance? Or in what manner?
Every
make
manner.
a religion check for me. Anyone who has heard her say this.
Make what check?
A religion check, please.
I shall do so.
I feel like I shouldn't make one since I'm the one asking.
18.
Demons? Notoriously resistant to fire.
Yeah. And I think she's resistant to fire too, isn't
Yes.
she?
Opal, not Ingrid. I'm honestly not sure what to do with having, I have a familiar, but that's not like having a pet. And I'm not sure what to do with having a pet that talked to me and worked a job and then I kidnapped it. I'm really actually not sure what to do, guys.
Meanwhile, you turn to Grigum and it's like drinking. Drinking is the answer to everything.
Us monks are so insightful.
Yes.
And you turn to Faradir, and Faradir is like, have you considered implanting an ink sac in him?
And I like to think while Faraday's saying this, he is acting perfectly calm, but his tentacles are pulling him up along the wall.
I was thinking that Faradir would have been like tentacles. Or just simply Simic.
I mean, we've got room locks, but he seems to be actually good at locks. He can actually teach me lock picking. I've been trying to teach you Faraday, but I don't actually know. I just have the tools.
It's like I can see these lessons of her, okay, you do this, and you
I
do
don't think I'm in
this,
a good position to lock
and
pick
she
right
has
now.
to like you trying to lockpick a cactus.
It's totally the same thing.
I don't.
How behind am I on paperwork? Because I feel like this would be a good night to get all that
Okay,
caught
Dawn
up.
said we were really behind on paperwork 6 months ago, and I don't remember her asking us to do any since then.
Cathal
Does
has
that
been
mean I
doing
have to do paperwork?
Cathal has been doing your paperwork. She's been doing the paperwork for all of y'all. Like, every time y'all, like, do a job, she writes down what y'all did, how much y'all got paid, who y'all did it for, and sends it to the Azorius.
I think I wasn't supposed to, because I think that Riel was supposed to do the paperwork. But we should check with Cathal sometime. I gotta talk to her anyway tomorrow.
She is literally downstairs.
Yeah. Ingrid realizes she's not in a good position to talk about paperwork right now. For at least another, 2 hours, probably at this point.
I want to think that Grigum tries his best to keep up with paperwork.
Like, literally all you have to do is, write down who you did a job for and how much you got paid, and Cathal takes care of the rest of it. It's just basic records keeping.
Oh, good.
So, I might learn that safety spell dome thing like the Azorius guy had. I don't know. I have to look at my budget for inks and stuff. But that'd be really cool, because then I could lock my coffee in it and Opal couldn't take it.
For the record, Seben did not know Leomin's tiny hut. He had a magic item that was a tent that had similar properties to Leomin's tiny hut.
And I misremembered that a little bit.
I'm still gonna hide the coffee.
I'm gonna need it back tomorrow.
She's just scowling at you.
Really? I just chased you because I wanted to see how you decorated your room.
She hasn't yet.
What's decorating?
I mean, I've been terraforming mine.
You just put a
Is that
bonsai
what that
tree.
smell is?
I like to think that the only thing that she has added to her room is a full body poster of devotion that is signed at the bottom of him just wearing
Most certainly.
of him wearing a top hat and a Speedo.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think he's wearing a top hat, but
Flex.
no shirt and inexplicable chest hair.
Time to make this a fan art.
But I mean, I have to keep mine, terraform near the closet so that the mushrooms and stuff grow right on the clothes.
Yeah,
and now is the part where people remember that Ingrid has in the past mentioned mushrooms that zombify people. Okay, apparently we need to introduce that poster.
So yeah, I'd like to imagine Grigum's room has just been decked out with just some
I imagine he has a
little
beer
bonsai
wall.
trees. Yeah, he does have that. And but he has a number of bonsai trees as well.
Not the ball where you finish a beer and you just put it down, and then you finish another beer and you put it down next to it, and so on and so forth, and it just eventually piles up. So it's not so much a display as it's just this is my pile of alcohol that I have drunk.
Where it's someone visits you and comes back later and it's I swear there's 2 cans there 2 years ago.
What are we going to do tomorrow?
Confused, apparently.
What time of day is it, by the way?
It is getting close to 8 or 9 now.
Oh, okay. It's not as late as
Coffee should wear off by 9.
And it's getting close
Opal's
to
sneaking out again.
Opal's sneaking out?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, we were having a meeting!
Make a stealth roll for me. With disadvantage.
Dang it. Oh, well, I rolled 2 3s, so 11.
So, you guys watch as Opal just kind of, looks around and starts sliding under the table.
But we're gonna have a meeting
And then
about what
see
we
her
want to
crawling
do
across
tomorrow,
the floor towards the
about our
door.
research and stuff.
While
Hey,
everybody's looking at Opal, can I sneak out?
Make a stealth roll with
Fuck.
just a straight stealth roll.
Oh, okay. That's gonna be a.
What I noticed though,
Let's see.
22.
22. While Grigum and Ingrid are like watching, like, where are you going? You kind of step back, tentacle your way up to the ceiling, and wait for your moment. So you're hidden.
dang it.
I'd like to go out for a
That's only a
walk.
distraction. That's what I was gonna do.
I would like to say I know you're hiding, so you didn't. But I would like to imagine that Faraday would actually say that as he's like hiding from everyone's view up in the ceiling. It's like, I would like to take a walk, and everyone like
Just be like, where'd that come from? Or just be
Good
like,
luck.
Oh, hey, Grigum, did you? She's just given up on calling Opal back. Hey, Grigum, did you find anything out on the case today? I can add it to my notes.
a few things. And like, namely, I like have come across a former victim, like, and that someone might associated to them might give us some answers. And it's like, but it was too late in the day to find and interview them. Like, the tricky thing, however, is the fact that they're part of the group. So finding them might be an issue. It's like,
So did
but
this person?
you know,
what
some
did-
people that
So, by the way, I clicked go live like maybe 30 seconds ago.
We stole the aquarium from work.
So we're back live. All right. Oh my lord! Something have mercy on me. We got 30 minutes of this left. Let's finish this off quick. Yeah, we're talking about
If only I
what
were
to do
there.
tomorrow. While Cookie was telling us where she was going for a walk, and the same thing with Fair Deer.
Except I went for a walk. I didn't tell you.
Yeah,
It's
and
like,
I'm just discussing.
I mean, I was attempting to.
because everyone else has run away.
yeah, I pretty much was trying to catch her up on what I learned and name thing of like, well, I knew I found out about a victim. Like, there's no records on her because they pretty much were like, they didn't give to the local chapter of Zoyas didn't really care too much for record keeping around that part. It's like, plus they were asked to burn those records, and it's like,
It's like the
and paid.
Goblin's having some record keeping problems too. Just not going through the right channels in Azorius.
Oh, like, so much for a long. Anyway, apart from that, like, the other issue is that of the victim, best thing we can get on her would probably be through boyfriend. He's like, unfortunately, he also like that's going to be a problem and a half, but not impossible. He's like, tell me, how do you feel about Safari?
Like we go exploring?
Yeah. I
I like
happen to
exploring.
know, like, I happen to meet a group of people who make it their business to give people safaris. It's like, it may be done at night though. It's like,
I mean, Watcher will help. So, you know, I'll be good with it being at night.
Fair Deer, where are you going on your walk?
just around town. I feel like Faradir feels very, very uncomfortable. So he's just trying to work off energy.
All right, make a perception check for me.
And he's with Kay. Of
Okay.
course.
Then Kay can make a perception check as well.
Okay, for me, it's going to be 20, and for Kay, it's going to be 17.
Okay. As you're walking, you catch a few fleeting glances of a figure in a brown cloak, kind of ducking into alleyways, and then like reappearing a little bit longer, like later on, like watching you from a corner of the inside of a building before like disappearing into the crowds and just shadowing you. Opal, what are you doing on your walk?
Going to find a scenic area
All right.
to just chill.
This area is still mostly rebuilt, and while it's nowhere near the original design, the Second Sight Agency is not terribly far from Pearl Park Plaza still. The grass has been replanted the same kind of oceanic blue-green, though the trees and much of the brushwork is still being regrown and shaped into like the underwater expression it was before. While walking, you find a single tile of the pathway that had survived the gruel raising, and as you walk by it, like a flickering little illusion of a fish follows behind you. All right, back to the agency. Ingrid, Grigum. Sorry, I wanted to get there, like where you're going on a walk, done before we wrapped, because we're almost to the wrap point. Okay, so y'all can resume your conversation.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, safari sounds good. Watcher can help me see in the dark. I
All
hope we get rail back by then, though.
All right.
I think we'll be back this time of night.
So, quick out of character question. It was like what, 30 gold for a safari?
I would have to check their price point. They offered you 15 silver to go and see a rage boar.
Right. So yeah, we're like in character, but again, it's like we're probably gonna have to get some money together for this. And it's like not too much.
You know, we still have a lot of money, right? I mean, you know that, right?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, I'm just checking because, you know, when all that happened, you kind of wanted us to stop talking to you about it for a while. So I stopped talking to you about it for a while, but I just figured I'd let you know we have money.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's great. That's fine. That's great. Perfect.
You know, we could comp the hut spell, and then we'd be safe out on the safari if we needed it. You know, it could be a business investment.
Sorry, what?
Oh, the tiny hut thing.
He wasn't there
And
when you were
she
talking
showed you
about it.
He was sitting there with Cathal.
He doesn't know
When I
what
asked
it
about the
is.
spell.
I mean, and you weren't. It was Faradir and Opal. You were telling what the spell does and stuff.
So there's a spell, and it's a ritual, so it takes like 10 minutes. I couldn't cast it if it's not. But like after 10 minutes, then there's this dome, and anyone that's in it can go in and out of it, and no one else can go in it, and it's really safe. And it lasts for like 8 hours.
Awesome.
So I'll check with everyone tomorrow. Maybe we should take a vote if that's a good business expense or not. It could be really great on a safari, I think.
Yeah, no, that is a wonderful business expense. Because that means we can basically create a mobile home base as we need to.
Well, it's not mobile once you cast it, but yeah, it's mobile.
Yeah, but the thing is that we can just set it up wherever we want to, and then have a fallback point.
The 10 minutes is a little, but I mean, if you need a fallback point and something hasn't happened yet, it's great.
Yes. So I'm on board with it. Like,
Okay, well, we'll get a vote tomorrow because, like, the ink would be like 150 gold. So we'll get a vote from everyone tomorrow. It's a little expensive.
It'll also take 6 hours of your time.
yeah, no, worth it.
It's also, I believe, not concentration, though I need to check that.
It's not concentration, but you have to
So-
remain within it.
So, the interesting thing is I have this spell I already have called Major Image, and it lasts 10 minutes, and we could hide in the illusion while I'm casting that spell. So, like, we could be hidden while I'm casting it. So it could go really well together. I think I should probably go to bed early, though.
You probably should. Like,
I'm gonna go to bed early and read Cathal's ritual books. Read through the ritual spells and kind of get a good idea of them.
You're going
before I
to bed,
decide.
not going to sleep, right? Or are you trying to sleep?
Yeah, for like an extra hour or so, just to look through before
Okay.
spell prep.
Okay.
Because I figure if it's only 8, I have at least another hour the coffee kicks in
Yeah.
before I even could go to sleep. So maybe read for 1 to 2 hours.
All right. So we will be I'm going to go ahead and call it at this point because my computer is still acting funny and I want to get some stuff downloaded off of Twitch and make sure that we're okay on the recordings and stuff because we've had a lot of issues today. So I'm going to go ahead and call the game at this point. We will resume next week at our normal time with our normal number of players and our normal players and our perfectly normal players. So y'all have some more information about the Lawmaster. Some of the information you've had calls into question other bits of information. So now
Yeah.
y'all may need to sit down and sift through and see what makes sense and what doesn't make sense, and in light of which context.
Yep.
But don't forget, tomorrow you got interviews.
Yes.
So that should be interesting. Oh, I loved it when y'all did interviews last time. I was surprised y'all picked Pan and Daldra. I honestly thought Tartakuth was really in the running.
Which one was he?
They were the black Vishino that gave
Oh,
you
yeah.
possibly people
Yeah.
jerky.
I'm sorry, but in my opinion, like he was far too creepy. Like, to work with us, especially if we're going to have a public face. And it's like, so yeah, like,
I was rooting for Pan from the start.
yeah. Like,
Daldra was a bit of a surprise with how much we had to train her to not burn paperwork.
Someone has totally done that.
And hopefully Grigum's talked to her about how we don't do heist at Second Sight Agency because Ingrid's like, I can't do this. Because
at the same time, like, he probably has kept her on retainer in case, like, hey, we might need this.
well, they kept working for us during the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do things like they go out and do research for you, or they will do deliveries, or clean stuff, or general work stuff. You realize now that you don't really know what that actually entails beyond y'all's investigative branch.
Yeah.
But you have seen
That
like
said,
10 to 15 human elves and goblins in kind of purplish neon half cloaks with Second Sight Agency pins around town doing things like rescuing cats from trees.
I love this. I do. Like, we have interns.
Cathal literally hired a
This
crew.
is what it feels like to be Omen. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Cathal literally hired a crew to do basically TaskRabbit stuff like take care of cats, deliver food, carry things upstairs for people.
If you work hard, you can get on the big stuff.
But I think that's going to be about it. Meryl is unfortunately not in game right now to say it, so I'm not going to step on their lines. I will just say, if you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe. And also leave a comment so that we know, like, you like this. All right. If you missed our special Second Sight Agency game yesterday, me and Cookie played through a day in Opal's life. Specifically, one specific day about a week after the end of the Gruul incursion. Let's see
And like,
yep, let's get that Zen on.
you're wrong then. Yeah, it's like it's better to live an hour as a tiger than a whole life as a worm. But when have you ever heard of a worm skin rug?
Thank you,
I have one
Sirenscape,
thing
for
to
the
say to
music.
that. Monk shit.
Thank you, Sirenscape, for the background music. Thank you all for joining us for this game. If you can, please sub to the channel. It really helps us with things like me buying a new computer so the stuff that happens doesn't happen anymore, or getting character art, or we'll see. If people are willing to throw money at this, then I appreciate it. We're going to keep doing this no matter what, though. Please follow, though, so like at least we have a growing followership. Thank you, everyone, for your support and being so happy and to be here and watch us. Guys, I know we had a lot of issues today, but I had a lot of fun too, and I hope you did too. Y'all take care. I'm going to go play a Warforged Artificer and shoot a dinosaur in the Tomb of Annihilation.
I'm the bard.
Alright.
I wish I was a bard still.
And Cookie's character is examining her life choices and may multi-class.
Alright, so then I
I
just...
wish we could do that in life.
Okay. And there we go. And there we go. And there we go. Alright. Good game, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, good game. Like there were moments where we were like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I think I overdid it a bit on the coffee part.
yeah.
I mean,
Eventually,
I think we all played it up a bit, though.
once we got back to the slice of life bit, we really came into our element. Apparently,
You guys want to know something that's... Yeah, y'all want to know...
Opal tries to escape, and everybody's looking at her, and I'm like, I'm gonna escape now that everybody's looking at her. Failed it.
Guys, y'all want to know something that's really funny? Like, we're still broadcasting and have the videos live. I warned y'all I would do it someday. Alright, I'm shutting it down now. Bye, everyone.
yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.